Welcome back to another Old World Fanatics faction focus or faction review here. I'm myself, Gommo, here with Andrew, and our resident elf expert, Sean, is back. I think he's... Hey, mate, how you going?
Yeah, really good. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
I think you've done our... Well, you did our Dark Elves and our High Elf one, and I think you guys did... You know, these little sneaky
Yeah, we had a
list.
little list
Oh, is it
building one.
list
A
building
list
one?
building. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I convinced Andrew not to play Lothar and Seaguard at the tournament.
Yeah, that went well. That went well for him.
Yeah, it didn't go too bad in the end.
Yeah, so we thought we'd jump on. Obviously, everyone saw the leaks come through from Squarebase. I don't know if there's better versions out there, but I screenshotted some from Mountain Miniature. So I thought let's get up and then obviously Sean, you reached out because we were already going to at some point do the Wood Elf faction review. So we've decided to sort of jam it all together. Start with the Arcane Journal because that's the sort of the juiciest parts, but then you know Sean can run us through the Grand Army and how does this change things, I guess, is sort of where we'll finish on as we go through the Grand Army. So yeah, I'll admit I'm not the best expert with Wood Elves, but that's why we've got Sean, and I think Andrew knows other types of elves. But yeah, we'll see how we go. They're all the same, toughness 3. They should die.
Pretty
but
much. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion the only... What is it? Is it the only thing better than... Oh, that's the stunty, the orc thing. The only thing better than a dead stunty is a dying stunty. I sort of apply that to elves too, but anyway. But that's cool. That's why I don't play them. Cool. Let me share my screen. Here we go. So we get 2 new armies of infamy, as all you guys know. Orion's Wild Hunt. Do you want to run us through that, Sean, in terms of composition? How do these change?
Yeah, you get the big thing is that you don't get a level 4 wizard. You don't get the spell weaver or the treatment ancient, who can also be a level 4. You still get you can take 2 lords. You can take a level 2 mage, and then Orion doesn't count as a glade lord, so he could be on top of this. So you could do 2 combat lords and Orion. But yeah, the lack of level 4 is the main thing. You can take 2 for like 2,000 point army. You can take 2 units of Wild Riders in core, and then Glade Riders to fill it out. 2 units of Glade Riders, I think, once you give them a few items, it's basically 500 points. Maybe you can squeeze in a unit of Glade Riders. Yeah, Wild Riders.
Wow. Okay. So, so 2 units of Wild Riders, you can fill up your 25%.
That's pretty much your core. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that units of 5? Or is that bigger units?
Or like 6.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
With a banner. Special. Sister of the Thorn, which have fallen from grace. Also War Dancers. So there's still some foot units in the Wild Hunt, like War Dancers.
And then the Beast Packs.
Wild Riders, Beast Packs. And then in your rare, you can take Way Watchers. Still per Waystalker taken, unfortunately. Great Eagles, Deepwood Scouts, and Wildwood Rangers. Yeah.
And all the same percentages there. There's nothing different with this one.
Yeah, nothing special.
Yeah.
It's good that their core tax is quite low.
Yes. Still at 25%.
Yeah.
I think potentially you're going to buy a 3rd unit of Wild Riders anyways. So if those could have gone, I guess those can't go into core, but yeah, it is nice.
It is
for sure.
Yeah, it's. I mean, obviously, it's punchy here, and it would have been interesting to see if how something like this would have. Well, I guess I was just saying, like with the Sister of the Thorn, if that didn't get nerfed like it did, I wonder how something like this would still play out. I guess people would probably still move away from it still because they just want to. But you get them into sound, you get them into special though, whereas before they were in rare, was it?
Yeah, I'm not even sure.
Can't remember. That's something I have to look at. But yeah. Yeah. No, it's obviously a mostly cav straight across the board, don't run away type army. So I guess it's sort of fitting. And 2 Glade Lords, since you can't do your level 4, are you going to see 2 Double Dragon in this? Or is this?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could
just run out of points.
Or on Stags.
Yeah, actually,
on Great Stags and Orion. So you have 3 mid-level, mid-sized combat characters. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there,
I
there
think,
there is ways to still have decent. There's a new item for whatever it is, magic resistance -2, which is useful. And then
Yeah.
the spell singer with the oaken stave, which is like an extra
yeah,
roll an extra dice for
dispel.
dispel, which I think
Yeah.
averages out to like +2. So I mean, she's still dispelling almost as good as a level 4,
Yeah.
just with a
Yeah.
reduced range.
Yeah.
So it's not,
I guess it's one of those things too. If you can get in combat quick enough, and then they're not dispelling anyway. Well, it depends what you're hitting. Obviously, maybe it's less of an issue, but I don't know. Still, feel like we're grasping at straws still
Yeah.
sometimes with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what are the special rules we got here?
You want me to run through?
Oh,
Yeah, Chieftain of the Hunter King. So Wood Elf nobles can take tattoos. You're not going to do it. It's a 6-up ward for 10 points. The Spirit of Kyrnis, 1 unit of Glade Riders, Warhawk Riders, or what is that? Wood Elf Beast Packs.
Beast
Okay,
Pack,
per 1,000
sorry,
points.
yeah, that's
Can
going to be
take
hard to go
Fierce
through.
Charge and Impetuous
Yeah.
Yeah.
for 10 points per unit.
That's
So
so good. It's so
potentially to make on Glade Riders or Warhawk Riders, because we'll see Orion can give them Frenzy. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you'd think Impetuous, especially for Warhawk Riders that are a skirmishing flying unit, they're like always going to have to charge. Well, Impetuous will
yeah.
always be an issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they're frenzied, you don't care.
Yeah, you don't care, and obviously they're so because they're I'm assuming they're movement 10. You get to the point, and they're flying. You pretty much it'd be hard to frenzy bait them into something that they don't want to if you put them in the right spot, because they probably could reach nearly anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, less
And
of
10
an issue.
points per unit, like especially for, if you got the beast pack, that could be really good value if you're going to have a, quite a
Yeah, it'd be
large
interesting.
unit.
I haven't looked at the. Well, we'll have to have a look at them. How bigger units you get with that? That'd be friggin' annoying though to move around by the look of it. But anyway,
Yeah.
is what it is.
And then Worthy of Kyrnis is basically you pick an enemy monster, and then they're marked, and you reroll hit rolls of 1, shooting and combat, and then you score an extra 100 victory points if you have killed it, or if it's fleeing at the end of the battle.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
So, it's like a nice little bonus.
Yep.
I feel like these type of rules, and like we talked about this right when the edition came out, because I think Tomb Kings had that one that you get extra 100 for every banner you get and stuff like that. You're starting to see a few of these people playing around with the points, like even the 500 point game and the 1,000 points. Like, geez, these things pop up in massive better value. Imagine this in a 500 point match, and you just fucking kill their dude
Extra.
straight
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
Serves your opponent right for bringing you a monster at 500.
Yeah.
That's it.
But even if they got like a little level 1 or 2 mage hanging around, you just like wipe him out. Yeah. Anyway, it's just interesting. Those things are good to keep in your back pocket if you remember these type of victory point additions in different sort of scenarios. So, yeah, cool. Okay. Overall, obviously, I guess this, without going into Orion right now, is this something that you would only ever take with Orion off the top of your, what you've known, or it's like either or?
Yeah, I think not necessarily. Yeah, I think like your thought of like if you were planning to go double dragon potentially anyways, it's like it's just bonuses really, or letting you take Wild Riders in core, which is good. So yeah, I think you don't necessarily need to take Orion, and he's maybe overcosted.
Yeah. I just feel, I mean, again, I don't know how competitive these are, but I don't think they're weak as such. I mean, it doesn't feel like they're weak. They just feel like they're making you play, not shoot and run away, which is probably a good thing, but whether or not that's still the best way to play Wood Elves, I don't know.
Nah. I think fast is good currently. Fast is.
Yep.
I like a fast army.
Yeah, and if you're not going to have a level 4, this is the army to have it in.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, it's sort of too bad that we didn't get like an upgraded Wild Rider unit.
Yeah.
Would have been cool to see, because it's still just sort of, you can't, everything you can just take in the Grand Army anyways.
Yeah, this book didn't really get much in the way of. I mean, it just got that extra little unit, didn't it? I can't remember. We'll get to it, but the
Yeah.
Eternal Guard sort of
Yeah.
modified unit, but that's about it, really. I mean, the beast
Yeah.
packs, but
And the beast packs.
Yeah. And the
yeah,
big back.
yeah. Well, yeah. Well, let's go into the other one. So we got both of them out of the way. Host of Talson. How do you say it? Talson.
Talson. Yeah.
Talson, something like that. This is obviously a bit more of an infantry one. I'll run through some of it if it's hard for you to read that. This one's slightly different. So you got the 50% still characters with one Glade Lord or Spellweaver per 1,000. I'm assuming that's pretty much the same as the Grand Army, if you remember.
Yeah.
Yep. 0 to 1 Treatment Ancients per 1,000. So you're getting up to 2 of those guys. 0 to 1 Warden of Talson. So that's one of the new characters per 1,000. 0 to 1 Shadow Dancer per unit of War Dancers taken. Yeah, that's right. I hate how they do that though. That's annoying. Glade Captain, Spell Singers, and Branch Wraith. So is that hugely different apart from the Warden of Talson? Is that hugely different to the normal?
No, I think it's the same as the Grand Army, but adding in the Warden.
Just the Warden. Surely you could have written that different. Core at least 25%. You got to take 1 unit of Eternal Guard. You can take any unit of Dryads. Up to 2. I'll assume 2,000 points here. Up to 2 units of Glade Guard, which I guess is different. And up to 2 units of only 1 Deepwood Scouts may be taken as core choice. That's still 25%. So they haven't jacked the core up on this one. But they have adjusted, I guess, what you have to take in there. Special 50% Deepwood Scouts, Guardians of Talson, which is the new unit, Wildwood Rangers, Sisters of Thorn, 0 to 2 units of Treekin per 1,000. How's that differ? You've got off the top of your head. Should have actually had that.
It might be
I've
the
got it
same,
here.
but also you're not taking that
special?
many anyways.
Yes,
Yeah,
true. Yeah.
They're expensive.
It's the same. It's the same as special.
Oh, okay, right, yeah. But this is different, isn't it? We've got rare at 33%, which I'm assuming is a lot different. You got treatment and any number of treatment and war dancers, and 0 to 3 Great Eagles per 1,000. Was the Eagles the same though? Or were they 0 to 2?
No. So it's 0 to 3 Eagles, but it's 0 to 1 of Way Watchers and Way Stalkers.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So the Eagles are the same. Okay.
And that wasn't per 1,000. That's just 0 to 1.
Yeah.
And the Great Eagles are the same.
Okay, yeah. They're pretty good. I wonder why. Does anyone ever take 6 Eagles then running around? They seem like that'd be a pain in the ass.
They would. I like the Eagles.
Yeah. They're always annoying me when
money.
you take them.
Yeah.
Are they exactly the same as the high elf ones?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Okay.
They are?
So.
Yeah. Sweet.
So the other thing different here is a BSB though can also be that Warden of Talson as well.
Yeah.
Other than just the Glade Captain. So
the tweener.
Yeah.
He's
nice.
Pretty, yeah, he looks, I mean, if I remember when I was looking at him, he looks pretty chunky. Host of Talson special rules. So we have ancient enemies. All units within a host of Talson army gain hatred beastmen. Okay, well, that's cool, but beastmen are still in ambush, so they're not out yet. So I don't know. It's annoying when you see these things. It's cool. It's thematic, but is what it is. In tune with nature. In addition to the laws of magic, they normally know spells from Wood Elf mages, treatment ancients, and branch wraiths. Within a host of Talson may know spells from the law of the wild. So this is this new. We'll go through this in a minute. We get a whole new spell law finally, which is cool. First one since I guess troll magic. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Protectors of the ancient wood. Whilst it controls a special feature, a unit with a host within a host of Talson army may reroll any rolls to hit and to wound of a natural one during the combat phase. That's a special. So special features though are just like things like that's scenario 6 and stuff.
Like the watchtower or whatever.
Yeah.
Again, very depending on which way the meta goes in tournaments and what they put in. It feels like this can be really good or just a waste of time. Like in terms of the special rules.
Yeah.
The Awakened Wood within a host of Talson army. Any number of units of Dryads and Treekin may have ambushes special rule that costs +1. In addition, treatment and treatment ancients may have the ambushes special rule that costs +10 per model. I mean, love or hate ambush. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So you can. Yeah, there is the potential to go all tree man with this army, other than Eternal Guard, and give them all ambush. Your 1 unit of Eternal Guard starts on the board, and everything else is an ambush.
It's not the nicest thing to turn up behind or wherever.
But then,
it's 4 minimum.
You have no way to modify your ambush. and
Yeah, that's
you're
right.
not that
Yeah,
fast.
yeah.
But
I
it'd be funny.
I
would.
feel like I don't know if this is just my tinfoil hat on, but I feel like this is the way for them to just secretly get like the AOS teams over there going, you can't have the treatment. And then these guys are like, okay, it's called the Host of Talson and we'll just make it pretty good for treatment, but we won't tell them. We just won't put it up on the titles.
Yeah,
It feels like they've tried to skew it that way a bit without being overtly.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's just kind of funny. Yeah, cool. I mean, obviously it all depends on what's coming to, I mean, like, we haven't gone through it yet, but just as a 30,000 foot view out of these two, which ones excite you the most? And what are you thinking about?
Yeah, I mean, this one I think there's the potential for a cool like tree focused build, or if you're planning to run a bunch of infantry anyways,
Mm,
it's like you might as well you get like a few extra special rules that maybe you play beastmen and you make them feel
yeah,
sad.
yeah.
But yeah, it's not you've lost access to all of your cavalry except for Sisters of the Thorn,
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
which is yeah, you're gonna be
Yeah, you're
slow, but
taking
you
one
get
of the best aspect of the Wood Elves being quick and fast and then they're just
yeah.
flying
Yeah, yeah.
around. Yeah.
I mean, you can still end up with quite a bit of shooting, and then
Mhm.
you can still take a dragon. You can even, I think you can even take Orion in this list. I think you can be taken in any list.
Yeah.
Not that that's particularly useful, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's a chance. It's sort of a tree list, and maybe if you were planning to run an infant, like if you, I would say if you're taking a unit of Eternal Guard anyways in your Wood Elf list, there's a lot. Like maybe just look at making this
Yeah, true.
list instead.
Yeah, it's a shame you just don't get even just Glade Riders. Like I feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
let's just have that little, chaffy
Just
annoyance
something.
type.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's where the Eagles might come in, but they're not shooting. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh, I was gonna say, like, well, so Sean, you're leaning towards the Host of Talson as your favorite out of the two?
No, I'd probably rather play Wild Hunt.
Oh, you'd still go, okay, sweet.
I'd probably
I'm
still,
on the same page then.
yeah,
Yeah.
just because it's a different play style. Like this, I think
yeah,
you're like, I'd rather just play Grand Army and not have to take
Yeah.
a unit of Internal Guard.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
What about you, Gommo?
Well,
With your play style, what would you prefer?
I don't really play that. I mean, apart from the Orcs the other day, like I think you're right. Like going across fast is funner and better for this edition.
Yeah.
But I probably I would love to see this somehow work. The thing that excited me was looking at things like heaps of treemen with that, or treemen ancients with those spells. I'd skew into the dryads in this as much as I could, but it's a shame the
Yeah.
tree kin of shit, like you were saying. But yeah, it wouldn't be because it's a powerful list. It's just interesting if you could make it not somehow work and be a lot different to what's there. That's all. I don't know. It's like one of these things, like some of them are like, when the Chaos one came out and everyone was like, oh, the Heralds of Darkness is crap and the other one's a better one. And then now you're seeing really Heralds of Darkness sit at the top,
Yeah.
versus the other one. So you never know.
Yeah.
Things change. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Wild Riders are good, but I feel like they're just, it's like anything. They're just, you can get rid of them pretty quick too if they don't get that
Yeah.
charge off. So
Because of the rare being 33%, you can fit 3 tree men in your rare slot.
yeah, cool. Okay. Do you reckon that's the main reason for them upping them up?
I think
Again,
so.
probably.
Because it's secretly a
Yeah, that's the
Sylvanet
secret.
uh,
Yeah.
tree list. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, I like that. Yeah.
Mm.
That's sort of what would excite me about to put something like this together. So unfortunately, it still wouldn't be a Wood Elf combat army in terms of there would be very little Wood Elves in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Uh,
Anyway, all good. Anyway, cool. Okay, well, let's just smash onto the new things we get then. So we get, and I'll let you run, unless you guys want to alternate on this. If you can read it, I just know it's a bit potato pick related. We get these two confusing Wood Elf Kindreds, Altar Kindreds and Noble Kindreds.
Yeah.
I'll let Sean, you want to lead off and explain these?
Yeah. So the altar, if you're an altar kindred, you you can't give your leadership to the unit you're in, is the big thing.
Right.
But if you can still have your general be an altar kindred and still do inspiring presence.
Yep. Okay.
Does inspiring
On the
presence work if
dragon or
he's in the
anything like
unit?
that. Or even okay.
Maybe.
Even if he's in the
I don't
unit,
know.
it inspires it
Yeah.
outside, but not.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. And you can only have one kindred on a character, but you can repeat the same kindred across characters. So you could have 3 characters who are aspect of the hound, if you want,
Sweet.
as an example.
Cool. Mm.
So yeah, aspect of the hound, 20 points is them and any unit they have joined may reroll hit rolls of 1 in the combat phase, which seems potentially good on a character going in a unit of wild riders.
Mhm.
They have high weapon skill, a lot of attacks,
Yeah.
and they need
Just get rid of those
to do
ones.
damage, otherwise they
Yeah.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
Yeah, and then aspect of the bear, infantry or cavalry only. You increase strength and toughness by 1 for 15 points, which is really good.
Just fantastic, that one.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but can't be on the dragon, so it's going on the stag lord.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
But I mean, that's getting him up to what? Tough. It's 5.
I think 5. Yeah,
Yeah.
strength 5,
I
tough
mean,
5. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's getting
Which is
pretty
good.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good base. Yeah.
Yeah, and then aspect of the boar, 10 points is you gain, you improve your armor piercing by 1, and during when you charge, and you gain 1 impact hit for 10 points. Again, like cheap, good, not limited to like that one could go on a dragon if you want it.
Mm.
And
And
then
it's
aspect,
weapons as well. So that's like even if it's a magic weapon or magic bow, all that sort of stuff.
yeah,
do they
it's
still
only
get
when
it?
you charge, so when it's
Okay,
the
yeah.
bow.
So it's not
Mm.
bow. Yeah.
But yes, it helps out some magic weapons, like say like the giant blade that doesn't have
Mhm.
AP
Mm.
is like better. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
aspect of the cat for 10 points. You gain Iron Bane 1 and may reroll failed rolls to hit during a challenge,
Ooh.
which is particularly on the dragon or any of the wood elf characters that are taking the spites to do challenges.
Yeah.
Just to
Mm.
reroll hits is it's not even hatred where it goes away. It's just every round. You
Yeah. That's
reroll
pretty
Yeah.
good for 10
hits.
points, isn't it?
Yeah, none
Yeah.
of the kindreds apply to your mounts, so your dragons not rerolling hits, but your nobles who only has 4 attacks, it's helpful
Yeah.
for sure.
It's almost getting back to the old 8th ed where they were always. What did elves have? Was it you got rerolls, didn't you, if you were above them in initiative or something with always strikes first? What was that thing? Can't remember what it was in
Something
8th.
like
Always felt like wood elves always just had rerolls all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So I think they pointed them all very recently.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
you're just gonna pick one and pay the points.
Yeah, that's the thing that you're not having to, and plus they're not taking out your magic slot, all that sort
Yeah.
of stuff. You're just adding on. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So you got spites, kindreds, and magic items.
Yeah.
Fun.
It's almost like chaos.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the noble kindreds then. So same thing, except you can use your leadership in the unit. The glamour weave one is quite interesting. It's 25 points.
Before you go, sorry, can I just ask?
Yeah.
So why are there 2? Or like, what's the? I mean, I haven't read the fluff there. Like, what's the?
The
do you know
one
the
is they're
fluff?
the other ones are they're I don't know. I think they're sort of almost like were people where they're
Yeah, gotcha.
transforming
Yeah.
into you have
Yeah. Okay.
characteristics of a bear, whereas these other ones are more like units that you're
Gotcha.
you would have joined as a
Yeah, but it's
what
not
else?
like intrinsic to you. It's like you just okay, sort of get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
I'll have to read
trained
the
with the
fluff.
wild
But...
riders. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so the glamour weave one, you hung out with the trees. So it's mages only, but you gain a 5 up ward save and the tree spirit special rule, which means you can join units of trees and they can use your
Cool.
leadership, which you otherwise can't.
Nice.
And then the
Yeah.
5 up ward save for cheaper than the talisman of protection.
Yeah.
That's
That's
nice.
Yeah.
another ward. Anytime you can get that, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And the thing people like about this is putting the mage on a unicorn,
Mm-hmm.
because then I think she's monstrous cavalry and can join treekin.
Ooh.
So you can actually
Okay.
put a mage into your treekin unit, which you normally can't do.
Yeah.
And there's some neat it might make Treekin good enough.
Right. Okay.
There's some interesting
I
things
love
you
how
can do.
it's always like might be able to get it there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so
And
it's the
then
same base size. I didn't realize Treekin. So Treekin went up to 50s.
okay.
So the
And then,
unicorn and the Treekin, yeah, exact same
But you
base
can do
size.
that anyway,
Okay.
isn't it? To do with
it's
monstrous.
the clumsy rule or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
You can always join, like monstrous cav can always join units that aren't like that way, but you can't go the other way.
Yeah, but does that mean if you got the same size base, you can slot it in wherever?
Well, you can as well, yeah. But even if
Yeah.
they weren't, you could still do it. You just be hanging off.
They
the
just got to
side.
be off the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eternal Kindred is infantry only for 20 points. Reroll to hit of a natural run during the combat phase. What else? During the reroll failed rolls to wound during the combat phase within 6 inches of a special
God.
feature. Like if
Lot
they
of conditions.
if they made the tree you
Yeah.
got as a wood elf a special feature,
Yeah.
like that'd be cool. It's like their little glade they're protecting, but otherwise it's like
That's would be a good rule too. Yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
it's like then you get a bit of control over it as well. Yeah.
That doesn't say it's a special feature, does it? For that forest that they give you?
No,
it's not. Okay.
Again, this one does apply to the unit you joined, which is nice, but only in combat, and you have to be infantry. Wild Riders, Kindred for 20 points. Nobles only. You have to be on an Elven Steed or Great Stag. May only wear light armor, and they gain Countercharge, Frenzy, Furious Charge, and Talismanic Tattoos, which is a good, like
Basically
Talismanic
making a
Tattoos
wild
themselves for
rider.
10 points. Yeah, basically making you a wild rider.
Noble. Yeah.
And then I think the light armor thing is they normally have the option to buy heavy armor, so you can't do that.
Right.
But I think it still lets you buy other magic items, like a magic shield or a magic helmet or something.
Yeah, sweet.
Is that like does that mean if it was a magic item that said it is heavy armor, can you not take it then?
I'd say so. I would think that.
I guess.
Cool.
Don't know. And then and countercharge is nice because I think the stag doesn't have countercharge.
Didn't have it.
And certainly the horse doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the stag doesn't have countercharge, so you can join them into the wild rider units, and
it doesn't affect them. Yeah, cool. So then they have it.
Yeah, so definitely worth doing.
That's big.
So
that's really big.
And then Scout Kindred is 15 points. Infantry only, you gain Quick Shot and the Scout special rule. So the thought is that you become a Way Watcher, but what actually it's for a mage, so you can scout a mage.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And you don't care about Quick Shot. But if you want to be like in deny range turn 1,
yeah,
or Plague of Rust, or Pillar of Fire from behind the enemy's deployment zone.
Sean's been thinking about this.
Yeah, I have. This is one of the things that's gone into the list.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, that's good. I mean, any of these little flavoursome things that they're not technically magic items, so they don't screw that around. They just add a little bit extra. That's cool.
Yeah.
You guys feeling jealous already with the high elves, or?
Oh,
a little bit, yeah. I mean, honors are pretty good.
Yeah, true.
Sort of. You don't get to use them because they're all infantry only.
Arcane Journal comparison. I'm already like, this is so much better. I'm like, Anyway.
Cool. Well, we'll smash through the magic items, the new ones that we get here. Can you read them, Andrew? Do you want to go one for one, all three? Like, go through them?
Yeah. So I can. So Bull's Wrath coming in at 55 points. So it's one of those items. Obviously, 55 points takes it out of a bracket for, of contention for your standard heroes. So it's coming in. So it's a bow. It's range 32 inches, strength +1, AP -2, flaming attacks, magic attacks, multi-wound 2, which is really good. So once per game, that is a little bit hard. Unless the wielder moved during the previous movement phase, Bull's Wrath can be shot like a bolt thrower using the through and through special rule. But yeah, I reckon 32 inches is awesome. The only problem is going to be, I'm sure Sean's going to point this out, is your 55 points allowance is just going to limit you the ability to take on, you know, champions if there is a champion that has a 50-point allowance. And yeah, other than that, I think it's actually pretty good.
What's like the Waystalker dudes and stuff? Like how
Only
many-
50.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
If you could take, it would make a Waystalker really cool because
Yeah.
he has scouts, so you could potentially be shooting down through the
Yeah. Like imagine
side.
just bolt throw. Yeah. Straight down some cav. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah. So it really has to be like on a note, like an actual, the Lord
The
Noble
Lord,
dude.
yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I guess there might be a build where, like I said, like he's running around. It's sort of like not your main combat lord. It's that second guy that's running around a bit cheaper. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
The tweener, maybe.
well, yeah. What's that magic item on that guy? On the
It's 75, but I think he has a worse ballistic skill.
Ballistic skill, yeah. It's
okay.
like 6 or 5 or something, yeah.
Still
We'll hit
pretty
that anyway.
good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
No, it's only 4.
Oh,
Oh, that's a good idea.
Ah,
Not allowed to have anything nice.
yeah.
No.
Slap
I thought
that
about
down.
this.
Don't want a magic weapon to be good.
Yeah. Next one, dates Reaper, I guess. Amongst, I won't read that thing. Yeah, it's 40 points. I guess it's a combat. It's a Reaper, I guess, a sword thing. Range is combat, strength +1, AP -1, magic attacks. Enemy models must reroll any successful armor save against wounds caused by this weapon. Yeah, not for 40 points, I don't think.
Yeah. Huntmaster's Pride, 35 points. Strength user, AP -2, magic attacks, multi-wounds 2. Only in Orion's Wild Hunt army. And the multi-wounds 2 special only applies against models whose true type is Monstrous Infantry, Monstrous Cavalry, Monstrous Creature, or Behemoth. Which, to be fair, is most multi-wound creature things other than characters. So I think it's sort of okay because I think that it's pointed out of a Wild Rider champion's points allotment. I think he only has 25. Yeah, otherwise it would have. I would think it would have been useful. Otherwise, it's maybe okay.
Do you feel like you have to combo that a bit with that +1?
Buff.
What's it called? The strength buff? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, depends on the games, and yeah, it feels like it's one of those things that. And again, who you play. Imagine if you played like ogres a lot or something, you'd probably like this sort of thing. But yeah. What? Oh, hang on, I've got to scroll that down. Oh, there you go.
Check.
Is this up to me now?
Yeah.
So Blades of the Endless Flame, 25 points. So this is getting to our allowance where we could use it a little bit more often on champions. So yeah, obviously it's a combat weapon. So strength is going to be like obviously as user, AP -1. So you get extra attacks 1, flaming attacks, and magical attacks.
Have I missed anything on that? Or is that it? So it's just the extra one. It might be. I don't know if I missed stuff going down the page. Is that right?
I think that's it.
I think that's it. Probably is extra attacks.
Yeah.
-1 AP, 25 points.
It's okay. It's not, it's just 25 points. Sometimes it's like, it is a bit of points for what you're getting.
Yeah.
If you got like an extra strength buff and, maybe AP -2, like strength +1, AP -2 or something, that'd be awesome. But yeah.
Gives you something, but yeah, it's not great.
And we have to be careful not to start a fire.
Yeah, that's
that's it.
I'm assuming I'm assuming this is into. Sorry, I've screenshotted someone's stuff, so I'm assuming this is into the magic armor section. Yeah. Mantle of Rebirth, 40 points. It's a suit of light armor, so that dude could take it. In addition, it's where it has regen 5+. So this is one that you could have. I don't know if it's worth it, but I was just thinking, that guy who can also be the Wild Rider dude.
Yeah. 40 points seems steep compared to say the Trollhide trousers.
It's just 35, I think, and +1 strength as well.
+1 save, and doesn't lock you to a light armor. Like that's the thing. So you're not going to take it on your dragon because then you have a 6 up, 5 up, 5 up potentially. But it's a bad save. It's not great.
Is it
Definitely too
worth
bad.
thinking about that for something like I don't know if they can even take it. They probably can't. But like again, if you've got one of those scouting characters, that's what must be a little annoying. I don't know. It's still a lot.
Yeah,
40
but
points.
yeah, 40
Yeah.
points when like a talisman protection is better and
Yeah.
Yeah,
cheaper.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
Cloak of Tumbling Leaves for 30 points. Infantry only is a suit of light armor. In addition, the wearer has the Fly 10 and Swift Stride special rule. However, they cannot join a unit. So because it's armor, you can't put it on a mage, which is where you would
Mhm.
want to put it. And Fly 10 and Swift Stride is nice, but you just have, yeah, you're going to have a naked hero flying in and dying.
Yeah.
I can't think of a use for it.
Mm.
Nah. I was just thinking, unless you got like your is it the Way Stalker? Is that the War Dancer? Oh,
The Way
Oh,
what's
the
the
Stalker's
Shadow
Wayward
Dancer?
guy.
Shadow Dancer? Yeah. I don't know if you like tool him up as a bit of an assassin, possibly. You know.
Yeah.
Uh,
But he only
that.
gets good when he's got to be in the unit
Yeah.
to
Okay.
get the like Blades of Loic or whatever it is.
Oh
Ah,
yeah. Right.
right. Okay. It's
So
interesting.
can't go solo.
He's not a solo. Potentially a waste stalker if you
Yeah.
could
Okay.
take that and the bow that you're not allowed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, it feels like some of this is for sniping things, but if you don't have the tool
Yeah.
once you
Yeah.
get there, it's like
I
you can
guess you
Yeah.
could.
deploy it, but you can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you could have a naked Glade Lord running around with that bow and
Yeah.
this. Yeah, 85 points,
85 points.
6 up save.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. It's gonna stop it all. So I think this is enchanted. I'm guessing for
Yeah, it must
engineer.
be. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ariel's favor. So the bearer of Ariel's favor has magic resistance. I think is this -2?
Yeah.
I believe. Yep.
Yep.
30 points. Not bad.
Yeah,
So, and yeah, if you've got it and you're in the unit, the whole unit gets an A because it's just the way
Yeah.
that magic res works. Yeah.
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 Magic missiles at the moment are just a killer. There's some really good magic missile lists. So
Yeah.
I think especially for, well, as Sean was saying before, I think one of the things you were going to kit up in your Wild Riders would be a magic resistance item. Was that this one?
That's this one. Although it's
Yeah.
too expensive for the champion, so you have to put it on that character.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Would
yeah,
you be
it's
putting the BSB in that unit? Like, would that be one of the characters you put in on?
potentially, yeah.
Can the
On a stag.
BSB guy level go on a stag and stuff? Yeah, you can as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Sweet.
Is it yeah, Orion's favor, 25 points, single use. The bearer of Orion's favor can reroll any failed rolls to hit and or to wound made during the combat phase. So one-off reroll. What's the Paymaster's coin?
I think
Just
it's 25
hits.
as well,
Oh,
but
okay.
just hits.
Yeah.
So it's better. Yeah.
I love
Cool.
this. If you can,
Can
if
you
you're going to
combat
have
that one
some,
with your Cloak of Tumbling Leaves and then get
Oh,
in there? So he's getting expensive now, this dude.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you want to like start guaranteeing some ogre blades, you know,
Yeah.
getting through, this would be I don't know. You'd have to maybe do some math hammering, but maybe you could get 3 wounds, possibly. Obviously, he's got to save it, so it depends on the layering of saves. But
Yeah.
But
yeah,
even just on that, again, coming back to that Wild Rider dude, champ, you know, like when you're coming in with that much furious charge and everything, but plus you lose a couple of people maybe with shooting on the way in or whatever, but this guy then unloads, you know, as
yeah,
well to make sure
Yeah.
he's getting everything through.
yeah,
Mm.
could be very handy.
I think is it you?
Me? Into
Sure.
standards?
Standards, yeah.
Tapestry of Talson for 80 points. You know it's going to be good. BSB only in a host of Talson Army of Infamy only. They increase your command range to 18, which you're the battle standard bearer. So you're already, I guess you're only command range 12 because you're not on a large thing. And friendly units within the bearer's command range increase their leadership by 1 to a maximum of 10. Your Glade Lord is already at 10.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
Confused with that one.
It's not good. Don't do it.
So what's leadership 9 in the army? That the
The
actual guy
warden
carrying
might
it.
be
Yeah, the warden.
like the
Mm,
BSB guy might be, but
yeah.
but he's also immune to psychology. Like I don't know.
Mm,
It doesn't make sense.
yeah. It doesn't. It's quite. Yeah. It's a bit strange.
And in an army like this would be interesting if this was in like a night goblin army where it's quite low.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
but
feels like
they're just 10 anyways from Warband.
yeah, like oh, that's true. Yeah, but like I'm just thinking like when you're that high,
Yeah.
is it that big a deal? Yeah, that is weird. For
That
that
is.
points, I mean, if it was 30 or
Yeah.
something, I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
30 would be fantastic. Yeah. So Banner of the Wild Hunt coming in 25 points, something a little bit more affordable. So the Banner of the Wild Hunt may only be taken by a model in an Orion's Wild Hunt army of infamy. When calculating its combat result, a Banner of the Wild Hunt may claim an additional +1 combat bonus, and also may re-roll pursuit rolls. I think it's not bad for 25 points.
It's. I mean, it's
It's kind of like War Banner sort of thing.
well, yeah. I mean, it's the extra. It is the same. Is that the same points as the War Banner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get
I mean, the downside is only when you charge, but you do get the
Yeah,
bonus of pursuit rolls.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but it's a little bit like that. The big red raggedy flag, which is 50, but you get +1 weapon skill. We don't need that. But that reroll pursuit roll's cool. But I feel like a lot of the times it's not like you're hitting people and they're running away. They're usually dead or they're getting
Falling
fall
back
back
into
to good
order.
order, and you can easily get it anyway.
Yeah.
Unless it's one of those cases where you're charging something and they're fleeing, and you're like, can try and
Yeah.
get you. That's still a pursuit roll, I guess. But yeah, I mean, 25 points,
It's okay.
20 +1 combat res. You probably see it a lot.
If you could do it on a big enough unit, like
where
obviously
you're
you're gonna need like
auto-braiding on.
10,
Yeah.
10 Wild
no.
Riders sort of
Yeah.
thing. I don't know if it's worth taking 10. It's probably gonna cost you a lot of money to take 10. Like, you know how like Sean, like the 10 Silver Helm unit is like one of those units that can
Oh, and
break
stacking
like
combat
double.
res?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to double out number.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't
the
know.
thing. Then you
Yeah.
start thinking maybe. And
Maybe.
then every little bit you get, there's that impact hit one. There's all these little things you can try and load up on it that if you can,
Kill
get
it
all
up
that
and
through.
yeah.
Did you do that? Is that me?
Yeah, it's back to you.
Yeah. Standard of Morning Chill, 25 points. The bearer of the Standard Morning Chill can cast the Swirling Mist spell from the Law of the Wilds as a bound spell, power level 2, which I don't know what it is yet, but I guess we'll check that in a minute.
Yeah.
Do you know off the top of your head, or should I look at it
I
now?
do. It's like Nurgle, but only for shooting. So reroll 6s to hit.
Oh, okay. Right.
Which is good against poison.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
true that. Yeah.
What's its range?
Like it's cast on you, so the enemy's shooting.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of protection. I mean, it's pretty close to a -1 to be hit.
Yeah, it's not.
But then,
Which is, when you think about it that way, like most of those are about 25 points, I feel like. The -1 to be hit from shooting banners, and you don't have to try and cast them. So
yeah, I just feel like too, like who's worrying about poison? Isn't it like the dragon and stuff, not the standard bearer? But I don't know, maybe. And I think I've lost the picture at the bottom. We don't know what this one does.
And the Springtide, I think, is gives you quick shot.
Okay.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Because your longbows don't have it. So
no, that's good. That's really good.
Screenshot that off. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I mean, only a couple there are locked to the Armies of Infamy, so I like that. I don't like when it was all locked in. So
I think we've missed a couple things.
Oh, did I? Hang on. There is. You're right.
And some
There we go.
Oh, here.
Oh, other one. Sorry.
There we go.
There we go.
Cool. Crown of Antlers, 35 points. Armor Bane 1, and impact hits D3. And the impact hit has an armored piercing characteristic of -2.
Oh, I like that.
That's good. I'm interested to know whether that impact hit, it's funny that it's singular, applies to other impact hits you have. Because there's the Kindred that gives you an impact hit. A Stag has impact hits.
I doubt it, because it says this impact hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
now I want to see it. I want to see whoever does this with that aspect or whatever and all that, model it all. I want to see a particular crown of antlers
bunch of
separate
antlers.
to whatever the
Or
other one
chest.
is. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
It's not modeled. You're not getting it. No, that's
Yeah.
yeah, I like that.
That's pretty
Especially
good.
then you roll a 6 as well on the damage.
Yeah.
No, that is good. So yeah, next one, the Moonstone of the Hidden Ways. I love that. That is so cool. 30 points, single use. So the wearer of the Moonstone can cast the Forest Walker spell from the lore of Athel Lauren as a bound spell with a power level of 3, which is pretty good for a power level 3.
For a bound item, yeah.
mm,
Single use enchanted. Now that's the one that you jump around forests, isn't it? Is that one?
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
All right, I like that.
Yeah.
It's really annoying, especially who's having it, like a dragon or something. I don't know. Oh, well, I don't know if that can happen, but
Yeah,
sure
I think it could be a dragon.
yeah.
Yeah, it's enchanted. Yeah.
Mm.
No, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Cool.
Blight tipped arrows for 15 points. Single use again. You have to have a bow. You fire it, and if the enemy model suffers an unsaved wound at the beginning of each subsequent start of turn sub phase, the model takes a toughness test, and if the test is failed, they suffer a single wound with no armor save or regeneration save permitted. Wards is normal.
Oh, I love this. It's going to be annoying.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
cool.
this.
It's annoying.
Is that an asterisk? Did you say that?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
So no, I didn't. But yes, it is extremely common. You can take multiple.
Oh, this is going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you're just rolling 6. You're just trying to roll, even if you do it on a big dragon or something. Like, I mean, you have to get an unsaved wound through, I guess.
Yeah, they have to not save it.
If the enemy model suffers an unsaved, like, what happens if you shoot that into a unit?
Then just the model will die.
When he eventually dies, then it stops doing it. It's not like he keeps
Yeah.
testing it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it could be fun against. I mean, you can buff your strength with one of the kindreds. So you can be strength 5.
Sub phases though. It's everyone. So it's 2 a turn you're rolling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? Could shoot it at small units anyway, because you just keep shooting it at the same unit, and eventually.
Well, it's single use.
Rolling.
You only have one arrow.
Ah, sorry. Well, yeah, you'd have to have it on multiple people. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn it.
For against expensive multi-use things, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun, cool thing.
Yeah, I reckon there could be like you might not be chasing stuff with like I wouldn't be chasing a tough 6 model.
No, you got to get the unsaved one.
Yeah. Just try and get something with a lower, higher wounds, lower sort of toughness. I reckon that'd be really good.
Yeah.
Cool. So arcane items. So the first one is the Orb of Midsummer, 35 points. So once per turn, the bearer of the Orb of Midsummer may re-roll a casting roll. It's pretty good. Once per turn. So if you're going to be buffing your mages, I think this is definitely worth it.
Especially, yeah, no, it's like the Gork. I think the Gork one is 40 something points, but it's you get the extra range too. So I think like I'm pretty good. I mean, and Orion's Hunt, if you only got level 2s, I don't know, but then you don't have as much magic item either. But like allowance, but
yeah, it takes up the arcane slot is quite competitive, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, look, at any time you get a reroll, though, I think it's still pretty good. I 35 might be pushing it for just that. I don't know. I don't know what the other ones are. What other ones give you rerolls? Because the orc ones all come with another benefit, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know if there is another one other than the orc one.
Okay. Oh, okay. Right.
I mean, elves do it. High elves do it for free, but
free,
yeah.
It comes in handy. It's so handy.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah.
It's really good.
The Heartwood Pendant is a common one, 15 points. In addition to the laws of magic, they normally know spells from the bearer of Heartwood may know spells from the law of the wilds. Okay, cool. So the cool thing with this, does that mean?
I don't think it's in addition to.
Oh, okay. It's not like it's not like that other law spell for me, whatever it's called. Okay, so you have to just choose which one you want still. Okay.
Yeah.
I would 15 points, easy to switch over to the other law. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Oh, we got another one.
Oh, the Sigil of the Mage Queen for 25 points. Single use. May use it before making a casting roll. If they do, they may apply a +2 modifier to that casting roll. So it's basically a power scroll, but
Yeah.
more consistent.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
Like
good. I
that.
mean, I think if you, and I think I would prefer it over a power scroll a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Because you know
you
you're
have
getting
the
that
+2.
+2 and not just a
Yeah.
you could still roll a bit rubbish on the other one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's one of those ones. Should that be if that was common, you'd see it a lot too. But
Oh, I
yeah,
didn't. Yeah, it's not common.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not
Yeah.
gonna take it. You're just gonna take a power scroll.
Yeah. I think this is actually this. I might have heard this on
Denied.
the Yeah, it must have been the Square Base one when I was listening because I was walking when I was listening to it so I couldn't see it, like, which is a bit annoying. But they were talking about something being out of order. This must be it
Okay. Yeah.
because it's 15 points and the other one's
Oh, the
25 points.
Yeah,
Yes, I don't
Yeah.
know what happened there. Yeah, that must be that one.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, speaking of magic, though, the Law of the Wilds, which obviously comes with. Okay, so how do you get this? You're either in the Talson one, and you get it anyway, or you have to
Yeah.
pay 15 points.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I love getting new magic on magic balls. Let's see what it is. I'll start, and then we can go through it. So, Swelling Mist signature spell is an enchantment 8+ self until your start of turn sub phase. Any enemy model that directs a shooting attack at the caster or the unit that you've joined must reroll any rolls to hit of a natural 6. So, sort of like, again, that's a little bit like that Nurgly one, is it? But the other way.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Awesome. Oh, so that is the one you said you get.
Yeah,
In the
that's the
bound
one
spell.
that the
Okay,
bound item
sorry.
does. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was a 6 spell. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so basically making yourself immune to poison a little bit. Well, less.
Yeah.
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 Cool.
Fury of Athelorn is a casting value 10 magic missile, range 18. Targeted enemy suffers D3 +1 strength 6 hits with an AP of -2 and multi-wounds 2 special roll. So yeah, get
Wow.
those. You can finally, scare those peg knights.
Yeah, that's it. Pew pew.
Oh wow.
That's good.
Hang on. So the treeman, the ancient gets this, hey? In that, well, he can get access to this, or
Yeah,
he's
he
in
can
that
get access to it. Yeah.
or he's in that actual tree spirit army, and he gets it.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So just thinking too, he's got the signature spell becomes useful as well because he's big. Yeah, cool. Okay. Fury of that's a good magic missile.
That is. So yeah, Ariel's Blessing, enchantment, casting value of 9, range 10 inches. So until your next start of turn subphase, the friendly unit gains regen 5+. Again, quite useful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, like that. I mean, it's a short range, but I mean, it's good, and it doesn't have any of those provisos about you can't charge or all that sort of stuff. So
Yeah, no,
yeah.
it's good.
Yeah, like every law you look at and you go, that's the one you swap out of. Like I haven't actually seen the signature spell doesn't count, but these two you wouldn't swap out of if you rolled them up.
Yeah,
Generally, you know what I mean? At least at the moment. I don't know what else is coming.
Yeah.
Spiteful Torrent, Magic Vortex, 10+, big one. 15-inch range, remains in play. Small 3-inch blast template. Whilst in play, it's treated as dangerous terrain. The template moves D6 in a random direction. Any enemy unit, that moves over it. Sorry, hang on. Moving template touches or moves over, suffers 3d6, strength 2 hits, AP -1. Yeah, I mean, it's still useful. I mean, you're fishing for 6s, but
yeah, depends on where you is. I think the random is what really.
Yeah, well, yeah.
If it wasn't
they're all
random,
like
it'd be
that.
awesome.
Yeah, they're all like that. But I like that when it's like just touches, like those ones, so that way you can actually just do some damage. Yeah. But,
and 3d6, I mean, like that's not too bad. Like if you're up against
roll high. I mean,
toughness 3, like it decimates some elf units.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dirthu's Wrath is an assailment, casting value 10. Each model in the fighting rank of a unit that the caster is engaged with must immediately make an initiative test. Each model that fails this test suffers D3 strength 4 hits with no armor save permitted. wards and regions allowed.
Ooh.
So yeah, that's a good look in the cell.
That is Dirthu. Dirthu's back, baby. Yeah.
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 Double Treatment Ancients with
Yeah,
this
high-
law.
Yeah, lots of high casting values, but
Yeah. Imagine
Yeah.
that, but imagine that in a unit of I don't know if you can get into combat with it, but like I don't know, like treeman, big treeman going into a unit of dwarfs or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
in a line hammer,
yeah, yeah,
like
line-
20 long.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, like, if you could,
Undead
like,
as well, but they just they don't have armor anyway. But yeah, sorry, mate. Yep.
oh, I was gonna say, like, if you could play into this spell, put it in like a unit of Wild Riders or whatever. Give it that initiative. There's initiative potion, isn't it? For a buff plus D3.
Yeah, but it's their
Yeah.
initiative that they're testing.
Oh,
for.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, but what I'm saying is you'd want this to go first. I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh
Because
yeah.
if you're killing people in the
Okay.
fighting rank before this goes off, then you're going to be against less models, wouldn't you?
Yep.
So you'd want to be doing this first, I'm guessing, before other people come in swinging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it might be slightly less useful against countercharging cav or something like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, except unless you can do what you just said. Yeah. But I mean, the elves, except the treemen, probably I'd assume are quite. But you're not throwing. See, I don't know. I feel like what elf wizard are you sending into combat to do this? Like,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
like
hoping you just destroy them. So this is like that sort of,
it's sort of risky, yeah. Trying to get that, yeah.
My thought was if you could put that mage that makes do you take the kindred that makes the mage a
That
tree
strength.
person? Put it
Oh
on the
yeah,
unicorn. Put it in the unit of treekin, because
Yeah.
they also have an initiative-based attack, the tree
Ooh.
whack, and then
Yeah.
there is a spite that lowers initiative by 1. But that's like a lot of steps to put your mage
Yeah.
and a unit of
Yeah.
treekin into combat with something.
Yeah.
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 Sweet. That's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
cool.
cool. It's potentially good. Yeah.
Yeah. So Hidden Pathways is our number 5. So Conveyance, 8+ casting value, range 12. Until your next start of turn subphase, the target friendly unit gains the reserve move special rule and may perform a quick turn, even if would not normally be able to do so. So yeah, I reckon that's pretty good. The old reserve move coming in for, just trying to move units up.
Mm. Yeah. Yep. No, it's fine. Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Is there some use with? Because it's after you sort of can't use it to get in. I guess you can use it to get into next turn's charging sort of stuff, but I feel like the cav would be able to do that anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, just on a slower army, like
It's
if you
gonna
did
be
have
on
that
those
more
Talson
infantry
ones.
based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sapping Blight. It's a hex, casting value 9, range 12. Until your next start of turn subphase, the target enemy units have minus D3 modified to its strength. The spell may target an enemy unit engaged in combat. If this spell is cast, the effect of any other hex previously cast on the target unit immediately expire. Yeah, cool. Hey, am I correct? Sorry, because I heard this is the one I was listening to when they were talking about the orders of operation, I think, of casting the right hexes. Can you ever put 2 hexes on a unit? I didn't think you could.
Yeah, I didn't think you could either.
I think some of them say that they don't care.
Wow. Okay. Maybe I just read that wrong. Okay. I mean, most of the ones I would cast have that proviso, but that's
Yeah.
for some reason I thought you couldn't in the actual rule book, but maybe
Yeah, that's what I
my
thought
rules
too.
better.
But yeah, I can't cross my heart, hope to die.
Yeah.
Swear
I think
on
it's
that.
just that you can't cast the same one on a unit twice. Right? Like
Gotcha.
you can't
Okay.
itchy nuisance a unit twice.
Yes. Yeah. But it's also, I'm pretty sure it says on there.
It says that it
I can't
cancels.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think,
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome. I think it's pretty good lore. Yeah. It's like, because the troll one was a bit, meh.
Yeah.
Can't really see it. I think you could see this a little bit with people going for some of this stuff, especially, I don't know, maybe do you need to go lore for me on this? Make sure you pick up those. Is it the first 2 you really want? And maybe Dirthu's Wrath if you've played into it, I guess.
I reckon sapping's great. I reckon that's awesome.
Oh,
You
yeah,
take-
sorry. That one is actually good if they're against you because you're so crap toughness. Yeah, yeah.
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 I think, yeah, they're generally all pretty good.
Mm.
You maybe just roll. But of course, the lore familiar would also be good.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the signature spell is particularly good
Yeah.
a lot of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Nah, agreed.
Ah, cool. I'll be interested to I mean, the worst part about all these is you don't get the magic cards for these if you buy that bloody stupid deck. So I don't know what happened there, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Just
Cool.
quick throwing it out. Would you say, Sean, would you go A tier or S tier?
For
What do you reckon?
the
Lore
lore,
of the Wilds. Yeah.
I think A tier. I
A tier?
think
Yep.
a lot of the time I still might choose battle magic
Yep.
over it.
So it's not crazy strong, but
It's
it's
not crazy.
strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still good.
And
Yep.
it feels like it belongs in a tree spirit army.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because you got movement there. You've obviously got Dirthu's Wrath, the 5-up regen, add a little bit more protection as you're getting up there.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Most of the tree units, I think, have a 5-up regen anyways.
Oh, do they?
Because you don't have
Throw
a
that on
save,
your one
but
unit of Eternal Guard.
yeah.
But your character as well, or whatever you got in there.
Yeah.
So. But I guess even the treemen all have that too, don't they? Do they have
I
regen?
think so. I think so.
Yeah. What's the regen on the tree on the dryads? Is that 5-up?
Oh, you're gonna make me look at it now. Hang on.
I seriously am.
It's a 6-up.
I'm not going to say this.
Dryads are a 6-up.
Too much
Treekin are a
ADD.
5-up.
I keep feeling like I said to this Andrew before we got on. I'm like, because Beastmen are delayed. I'm like, I bought I pre-ordered the book, but I was so close to buying a couple of Wood Elf units because I've got like a Wood Elf unit on like army all on sprues out the back, and I'm like, and then I saw the it's almost like I'd like to do a tree one just for fun, even though it wouldn't be like it's not for doing competitive play or anything. It's just I think they'd be quick to paint, obviously as well. But I've got a Beastman. I've done it all up. I've got to start painting it. Stop it, Colin.
Here's a fun fact for you, Gommo. So when I originally was getting my High Elves commissioned, I asked, could he do? I said I've got 2 elf armies. I said I'd be keen on the Wood Elves, and I said maybe later on the High Elves. And Kieran got back to me and he said, I've just done an army of Wood Elves. He's like, I'd be keen to do the High Elves. So that's how I ended up with my High Elves.
Otherwise
I would have been playing Wood Elves. They're my preferred army. So here we go.
There we go. For you and I mean, the guy used to play a lot. He's playing again now, which is good. Daz, for people who know, he's so good at playing Wood Elves, and it's so frustrating to play against because he's the most precise player, measurer, from the 8th Ed days and stuff. It's just, you just can't get in combat with him. It's crazy.
Just bounces around.
I wonder up to get him on to see what he thinks about these. But yeah, cool. We do have a couple of special characters quickly. I guess give us the lowdown on Orion, Sean.
Yeah, he's so you can take him in any army, and he doesn't count as a lord choice. So you can fit him in around your other 2. He's move 9, weapon skill 8, so very good. Ballistic skill 6, still pretty good. Strength 5, toughness 5, wounds 5, initiative 8, attacks 5, leadership 10, and 455 points. Then he has 2 hounds that are strength 4, toughness 4, 1 wound and 1 attack. So yeah, they're like an open order unit of him and his 2 hounds, and the hounds are ethereal, which is interesting. So you'll end up doing like a weird splitting with shots between him and the hounds.
Yeah,
when they get
and if
hit
it's
with
normal.
something.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay.
But not if it's a cannon. Then he's just going to eat the cannonball.
Yeah.
If it hits him. And then so for rules, he's got terror, frenzy, immune to psych, move through cover, magic resistance 2, open order, stomp attacks D3+2, so high stomp attack.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Strikes first, terror, and unbreakable.
Oh, those stomp attacks would just be at full save though. Hey.
Yeah, he's not a behemoth. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the hounds don't have anything different. So they're open order, not skirmish, and they don't have Swiss stride. Would be like the highlights or the lowlights, I guess.
And it okay, and then the asterisk is when he's down to a single model, it's still open order.
Yes. Yeah.
So he doesn't have 360 line.
He never
sight
gets 360. Yeah.
Wow.
They learned their lesson from the Duke. And so then he has the Cloak of Isha, which is a 5-up ward, and in addition, at the start of turn set phase, on a 5-up, he recovers a single wound that he's lost earlier in the battle. So like it's a nice healing during each of your start of turn set phase. Yeah. Horn of the Wild Hunt, once per game, he can blow the horn, and friendly units in his command range gain frenzy, and unit can gain frenzy this way even if it's lost frenzy earlier in the game. So yeah, if he and this could be him, like if he loses frenzy because he's lost around the combat, he can then blow the horn and get it back. He has a shooting
That's
attack.
really affecting what though? Like as in, Wild Riders have it, right?
Wild Riders already have it, yeah.
Okay.
The other units like the Warhawk Riders or
the
Glade Riders that you've given Furious Charge and Impetuous to, you can then give them frenzy.
Because nothing else is really going to move the needle, is it? Like in terms of charge, like nothing's going to be prepped to charge. I guess. Well, I guess you blow it and you get frenzy. It just stays on it, doesn't it?
Well,
you don't have to blow it on the charging turn. It's not like the War or anything like that.
No, it says until the end of this turn, the friendly units gain frenzy. So I don't know if the frenzy goes away or he doesn't transfer it anymore.
Yeah, no, I think it does. So you sort of have to be prepped for it, which is fine. I was just wondering, like what's going to deal the damage? It's still going to be those units you were talking about.
Yeah.
Well, your mount's going to get frenzy as well, wouldn't it? Or else your mount normally wouldn't have frenzy. Is that because it's the unit gets it, doesn't it? Like frenzy's usually only on the
Does frenzies specifically exclude mounts, but some of them are frenzied? I don't know.
Yeah, because it doesn't transfer.
The modifier does not apply to the model's mount in the case of a cav model. To the beast it draws or its rider. So what does it actually say? If they just gain frenzy. Yeah, so I don't think they do.
Yeah. But doesn't the unit gain it? Not the. So I know. So if you're on a model, sorry, not a mod. So does it say the model's mount doesn't get it? Is that the?
Yeah. So it basically says. So I guess. So the unit gets frenzy, but what that means is a frenzied model has a +1 modifier to its attack. This does not apply to the model's mount if it's cav, or the beast draws it if it's chariot, or it's rider if it's a case of a monster. So that's the funny thing. The monster actually gets it, not the rider.
Okay.
So you can give your dragons +1. If you go double dragon, you get plus an extra attack on your dragons, I guess.
But the FAQ, didn't the FAQ get rid of that? So then the dragon doesn't get the frenzy anymore?
Oh God, maybe. I don't know, man. Sorry, I don't know.
Yeah. So I think all special rules transfer, and I don't think the frenzy transfers anymore. I think. Anyway.
Okay. Someone will correct us there. Let us know.
So
I guess what I was getting at, it looked cool, but then I'm like wondering, like, Wood Elves are like this. It's like they hit hard, but it feels like the ones that hit hard already have frenzy. So I was just wondering how overly useful it is, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I was thinking Warhawk Riders. Do they have frenzy? I do love the old Warhawk Riders. They don't.
Yeah.
No, so you'll get them up to +2 attacks. Like they'll have
but I think that they only have 1 attack.
Yeah. So yeah.
To begin with. So.
And they're just Wood Elves, aren't they? There's nothing special about a Warhawk Rider.
There's nothing special about them.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Cool. Sorry, he does have other magic stuff here. So.
Okay. Yes, he has 2 ranged attacks, so you can choose between one of them. He's got a 30-inch Hawk's Talon, which is strength user, AP -1, magical attacks, multiple shots, D3 +1. So like not bad for
and he's ballistic skill 6.
Yeah.
And then Spear of Kurnus is range 18, strength +1, AP -2, magical attacks, and multi wounds D3.
Nice.
And it shoots like a bolt thrower using through and through.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
He is frenzied though, so you're gonna have to be careful that he's not just charging.
Yeah.
And I think he does get to stand and shoot with it.
Mm.
And then in combat, it's the same profile. So strength +1, AP -2, measure of attacks, multi wounds D3. So he's basically rocking another ogre blade.
Yeah.
He's going to be
That's pretty
strength
good.
6, AP
Yeah.
-2,
Yeah.
Mm.
D3 wounds. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his negative is he's got a 5-up ward with a toughness 5,
Yeah.
5 wounds. So he's just not. He doesn't have the resilience of a dragon, does he?
No.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
kind of
think-
need that 5-up regen on him almost to just try and save him from getting peppered, maybe, by shooting and whatnot.
Unless you're good at
Yeah.
rolling 5s and healing him.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Cool character. I don't think he's not playable or anything. Hopefully you see him a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think he's one of these things too that he also would act as a. I mean, he's 455 points though, so I shouldn't say this, but
Yeah.
it feels like he's a bit of a like you see him on the board and you see the multiple units of Wild Riders and you sort of start going, oh shit, like what do I stop?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon 350, he would have been perfectly costed. But if you're going to build into it, like I'm sure Sean's looked at him and thought about building into it, I'm sure he would give. But then, like you were saying, it's probably that almost the Horn of the Wild Hunt is like what you're chasing, and what does that bring to your army?
Yeah.
But
What does it look like if you have him? I don't know if you can fit this in. Him. Hang on, you get the dragon. No, hang on.
Yeah, you can fit the Dragon Lord in.
You can fit
Yeah.
the dragon in. So you get the Dragon Lord and him, and then 2 big units of 10 each Wild Riders, just to fucking so you get there. It's
Yeah.
just that's your whole army.
just send
How
it.
much is that? How much is that? It's
Couple
almost the whole
eagles.
army. Yeah, and then,
Couple eagles
the
to
rest of
staff.
the eagles.
Yeah. I think even if he was like 50 points less, you could get
Yeah.
him, the dragon, and something else. A
Because
level
you'd
2
want to.
mage or a BSB, but otherwise, because he's 455 and you're spending like 550 on the dragon, you only have 100 points left.
So then you skew into him with stags, dudes on stags in the Wild Rider units.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could have him and 2 lords on stags.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you reckon it's going to see much play in the competitive scene?
No.
No.
I don't think so. Because he's actually not that maneuverable because he doesn't have Swiss Stride and he's not a skirmisher.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I mean,
And
you
he has
need a 9
frenzy.
that helps him a bit more than like say a giant, but yes,
Yeah.
it's a bit
But
is a bit
he can
annoying.
just be frenzy baited off into a corner and then shot to death.
Mm.
This is probably
It's a shame that you can't. Some of these characters can't be given just small amounts of magic items, and you give him that swift stride flying one.
Yeah.
Anyway, but look, I'll tell you though, even if I reckon his model will sell because it's one of those models that was ahead of its time. I think when it came out, and I think that's one of those ones that a lot of people wanted to have. So I wonder if it sells still. Yeah.
It's a cool different way to. He's a cool new thing to add to Wood Elves for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And we've got to stop thinking competitive all the time. I know we all play like tournaments, especially. Yeah, you too. But like, this book has definitely given different ways to play. You can't say it hasn't in that regard. So anyway, cool.
Very
One
true.
more special character and then a couple of units, I think. Well, no. Well, one special character, 1 unit. Oh, no, 2 units. Oh, shit, we've got a few more here. Lord of Talson. I'll just go through this one quickly. This is the Araloth guy from Wood Elf from 8th Ed. So he is a Glade Lord. May be included in any Wood Elf. So you can just bring him along in any of them. So that was the same with Orion?
Yeah.
Yep, cool. So yeah, he's just a standard regular infantry, weapon skill 8, BS 7, so and strength 4, 3 wounds, 4 attacks, initiative 8, leadership 10. He's got heavy armor, shields, 4-up save straight out of the bat. Wow. Spear of Talson, boldest of the brave, special rule. We'll get to that in a minute. Evasive, favor of the goddess, move through cover, rallying cry, Scarron the eye thief, strike first, stubborn. So he ignores all negative leadership modifiers to his character, like negative modifiers to his leadership characteristics. So he's always leadership 10.
Nice.
I can't remember when you do the screams, or even the screams. Is that minusing your leadership, or is that just a -2 roll?
Nah, I think it's -2 to your leadership. I think that's
Okay.
the
Some of those
perk.
things are a bit worded differently. Where
Oh yeah,
maybe I'm
yeah.
getting confused with 6th ed. There was a different thing in 6th ed where it wasn't a leadership test. I can't remember which one, unless I'm getting confused with the what's the light of death on Tomb Kings even in our edition? I haven't played my Tomb Kings for a while with the double casket. Is that a leadership? No, it has
Yeah.
to be because you usually drop the leadership. I must have been in 6th
Yeah.
ed. I was thinking about it. Okay, so yeah, no negative leadership. Kept favor of the goddess, 5-up ward save. And then the eye thief is during the combat subphase of his turn, Araloth may attempt to dispatch the the eagle. Rolls a d6 on a roll of 1 to 2. Scarron lingers out of reach of the enemy and nothing happens. On a 3+, Scarron, I'm assuming I'm saying that right, descends from the skies to strike at his master's mark. Nominate a single enemy model within 18 inches of Araloth. That model suffers a strength 4 hit, AP -1. If the target suffers an unseen wound, its weapon skills and initiative characteristics are reduced by D3 for the remainder of the game. Oh god, that's going to be annoying to work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unsaved wound though. You got to get that through, don't you?
Yeah.
So you can't look out to this either, can you?
Yeah, I think it's not actually a shooting attack. It's just
Yeah.
It's command subphase. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you could potentially snipe things.
Like little wizards and
unit
stuff.
champs.
Unit champs. Yeah.
I was just thinking, like against dwarves or something, like you got like a toughness 5 model. It wouldn't be that hard to get through. Like if you're taking weapon skill down off a dwarf lord by D3 or something like that, or where you do have those infantry focused sort of armies.
Yeah.
Or even a cav somebody in a cav unit, like a cav lord or hero.
Yeah.
The chance you're only getting 1 or 2 shots at this before you. Probably. Well, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, spear is also combat strength -1, AP, armor bane 1, magic attacks. 170 points. How does he sit versus what's the Glade Lord? What do you get? How much are you paying for these little extra rules he's got? And the ability to not take anything else.
Yeah. It's competitively priced. A Glade Lord is 135. Yeah.
Okay. Right, yeah.
And yeah.
He's got a 5-up ward.
Yeah.
So
his output's not great, right? He's strength 4 with AP1.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just so like you look at this stuff and you see a BS of 7 and it's like I better not be paying for that because I can't use it.
Yeah. and same with immune to psychology and stubborn. Like he doesn't confer those onto any units. So why? Yeah. But
cool. Tell us about the new units, Sean.
Yeah, so the Warden of Talson. It's basically he's got very similar stats to the Glade Lord. He's still got 4 attacks, right? And weapon skill 7, strength 4. But 75-point magic item allotment. And he's limited in his equipment to he comes with a spear and light armor, and he can take a great weapon or a shield. I guess and
he can't be mounted.
Can't be mounted.
Oh.
And then he's got Courage Beyond Compare. If he joins a unit of Guardians of Talson, they become immune to psychology. And he has the parry rule, so if he has a hand weapon shield or a spear and shield, he improves his armor save by 1.
And it's this unit improves. Is it just
this
unit? Is that just hit? Or is that?
I think it's just him.
Okay.
So that's a good.
Well, that was
that'd be cool thing to convert to his unit, but
that was the thing that people are talking about. Is this the new parry rule?
Yeah, that's right.
This is the new. That's a completely different thing, but people were reading into that. They're like, oh.
Depends when these books were written. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
which will then be sad if does he get extra parry?
Yeah.
Does he double parry?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like not bad. He's cool as the BSB in
Yep.
the Army of Infamy.
Yeah. In that Talson one with the
Yeah.
yeah. It's a shame,
Yeah.
like you have to take the Eternal Guard. It's a shame that you just can't. These can't be classed as Eternal Guard if you take this unit. I don't know.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, or him in
that you
there.
can't make them immune to psychology.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, that would be a lot better, wouldn't
I love it. It's like representing him. A warden of Talson can be easily represented by an appropriately armed wood elf noble with a hair weapon or a great weapon or a spear, which is all of them.
Yeah.
It's funny. Guardians of Talson. So this is the unit, is it? The souped up. I'm assuming, is this just a souped up Eternal Guard? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Mm.
I'll let you go through
Yeah.
it, Sean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Their weapon skill 5. Their strength and toughness 3 still. Initiative 4, but 2 attacks. Leadership 9, and 18 points. You get a hand weapon, a spear, and light armor, and you got to pay for your shields at 1 point each. And then you can take 50 points, 50-point magic standard, so and 50 points of magic items. Okay, maybe there's something cool there. They're close order, drilled, elven reflexes, martial prowess, move through cover, parry, stubborn, and veteran.
Mm.
So they got lots of good rules with drilled, stubborn, and veteran, and move through cover. Martial prowess means that they can fight in extra ranks to the rear. Their spears give them
what
AP
is the-
-1.
Yeah, what is the Azrai? Oh, that is the Azrai spear. Okay, that is.
Yeah, it's just AP -1.
Okay, right.
So they're kind of, I mean, they're 2 attacks each, which is cool, but then they're 18 points each. And your
Yeah.
toughness 3 with a
Yeah.
5-up save. I guess 4-up in combat. So I don't know. Maybe, sort of, probably not.
I think the problem with these sorts of things, because you got like a lot of the new books have come out with this like souped up sort of infantry, and unfortunately, when they combine all these special rules that you can't take as an option, it just bounces up the price so much. Whereas if you had it at 14 points and it was +1 for stubborn and veteran or something like
You
that,
could choose it.
yeah, 'cause some of these you're probably not going to play with, as in like drilled as well, like that sort of thing. Like some people play into drilled,
Yeah,
but then some people don't. But you kind of got to pay for it if you're going to use it or not, sort of thing. Like it.
That's a good point.
Anyway.
I wonder too, like with some of these, like, what's the harm in having it sort of undercosted? Because, like, especially if I can't remember what the limits on this one, but if you limited them so that you can only take one or whatever,
yeah,
all you're doing is making it a must take. But at least people are taking
play
them. If you know, yeah.
Yeah, and they're just they're real expensive for strength 3, toughness 3. Like when a black orc is 12 points.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't think we're gonna win this fight, boys.
Yeah, no.
We're wounding them on 5s. They're wounding us on 3s.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay, then the most complicated. Well, I don't know if it's complicated, but just it's the most complicated motley crew that I've seen so far. I think Beast Pack.
Yeah, do you want? I can run through them because I've tried to figure out how these work.
Oh, cool.
Right.
Okay.
So you get your leader guy, your beastkeeper, who's just a regular elf for 11 points, and then so you can have as many of those as you want in the unit, as many beastkeepers, and then each of them can have from 1 to 3 hounds, or 1 to 3 cats, or 1 to 3 boars, or a bear, but you can't mix them in the same unit. So if you want, it's either all hounds or all cats, or whatever, which is weird. Like I'm not, anyways. So
okay.
like
So
that
it makes
unit,
it a little bit easier for that unit
Yeah.
to be used because it's all one.
Well, no, well that unit they're selling, you have to run that as 4 separate units.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Which I guess makes it easy. Yeah. So they have skirmishers move through cover, and the run with the pack rule is neat in that if there's one or more beastkeeper remains within the unit is not subject to the Undisciplined rule, and War Beast. Within you, do not fear models with a flaming attack special rule. In addition, a unit with a special may use the movement characteristic of the majority of models in the unit. So he gets to
Oh,
run at
interesting.
speed
Wow.
9,
Yeah. Okay.
which is good.
Mm.
And I don't think there's any reason you couldn't like put someone else in this unit, like a mage or a hero on foot, and he wouldn't. I think he'd become speed 9 too, move 9. That's my understanding.
Okay. And is that because
Because
there's no rule about he's in the rule with the pack? Like that's on the
yeah,
actual unit.
it just
Okay.
says everyone has the same movement speed,
Whilst
or
one or
of the
more
majority of
peacekeepers
models.
remains within this unit, the unit's not subject to that. Yeah, as long as he's there. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes. I guess so. I don't know how much you're going to see this.
Oh, I don't
So
know.
the hounds are move 9, weapon skill 4, strength and toughness 3. At 8 points, the cats are move 7, strength and toughness 3 for 6 points. The bear is move 6 and a strength. No, the boar. The boar is strength 4, toughness 4, 1 attack, 11 points. And then the bear is strength 4, toughness 4, 2 wounds, 2 attacks, and 20 points. And then I should have read the special rules at the same time. Basically, the hounds are skirmishers with warband. The cats have armor bane 1. The boar has furious charge and razor tusks. And the bear has armored hide 1, cleaving blow, and fear. And the razor tests just mean that you get armor piercing on the boar's attacks, but they don't have impact hits.
So if you had
And there's
bears, you basically have to have one guy per bear.
Yeah.
And then if you have more of them, they all have to be bears with another guy.
yeah equal bears to
It's
bear
very
guys.
competitive.
So yeah, people are sort of saying like hounds seem like maybe the best because they're just fast. They're just fast and cheap. Because you could have just one guy and a hound.
Yeah.
And
And they got
that's
warband, reroll. I mean, they got reroll charge.
yeah.
They're fast. Yeah.
I'm
But
trying
I
to
mean,
find
they're only weapon skill 4 tough.
Yeah.
what was the thing that affected these guys? There was
So in
a
the Orion's hunt list, you could buy them
Yep.
Furious Charge
Okay.
for 10
And
points
the
for the
boar's
pack.
and the boar's the only one with the Furious Charge currently.
Has Furious Charge already. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So it'd
So-
be maybe the hounds or the cats it might be useful on, I'm guessing.
Yeah, or the
The
bear's probably not going to
Yeah.
charge. So hound,
It's just
yeah,
gas.
so you get
Yeah.
the hounds up to 2 attacks each
Yeah, okay.
and move
Sweet.
9. Do they have Swiss Stride? They not have Swiss Stride?
They don't, but yeah, no,
They don't. Okay.
Does any of them? No.
No, none of them have Swiss Stride. Cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, but they are warband. So yeah, I think
Mm.
people like hounds sort of seem like the best choice, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking at from more of a point of view of getting away and be just annoyance, how much does that cost then? I mean, you get it pretty low if you want 8,
You can get
9,
it low.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So little 19-point darts that shoot up and have 2 wounds, but is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're probably better than they're certainly cheaper than the high elf lions,
Mm.
and not that much different. Like they're toughness 3 instead, I think, of toughness 4.
Yeah. Skirmish is always good to get in, go around and then come sideways. So
Yeah, I could see them in the Orion hunt list having like some little packs of hounds to screen for your wild riders, like to frenzy screen them.
Yeah.
There's that. Also, War Machine, like with Furious Charge, are they worth it to? Can they get up
Yeah.
there and take out some War Machines? Maybe they're pretty fast, but I mean, you got other options, I guess, on the list for that as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
The biggest downside, unless you're 3D printing, is you're never gonna field these with the price of the units. Plus, I didn't realize what you said right at the beginning there. So if you wanted just the cat ones, You got to
Yeah.
buy like 2 boxes or something of these things, which cost, I don't know
Oh,
what they are. They're in Australian
Yeah.
dollars, they're going to be ridiculous. I don't know.
they're ugly as sin. Like, if you're gonna bring an old box back, at least bring something back that's nostalgic and kind of like cool and quirky. It's just
It's
you're
because they're
looking at
right
it.
back in third ed or something, aren't
Oh
they? I
yeah,
swear
yeah,
they're
yeah.
in the third ed
Like,
rule book or something.
Yeah.
I don't,
Wow.
I'm sure
Yeah.
some people out there love them.
I'm sure there'll be some good 3D prints.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Well, that's the Arcane Journal part of this discussion, I guess. Yeah, overall, quick, like thoughts of it, and then we'll try to smash through the actual how it affects the main book. If you guys still have a bit of time, another
Yep.
half
Yeah.
hour or so. Yeah. Let me.
Yeah, I think that the Kindreds are great, and the Armies of Infamy are like all right. You know, they're definitely not overpowered, and you might see them.
Yeah, I think it's one of those ones people will run them a little bit, but then
Yeah.
I guess we'll get into this now. Okay, so we've gone through that, and then how's it going to affect this? Because I think you'll see the Grand Army a lot still, but there's just these extra little bits of flavor are going to add stuff. Because I feel like, I don't know, is Wood Elves one of the ones that sort of, especially prior to Sisters getting nerfed, that it's sort of everyone just ran it the same way? I feel like now even there's still a little bit like that, where it's like they got the challenge dragon, but now you just got some. Maybe you got a little bit of more punch because you got the wild riders in there now. But outside of that, I haven't seen a massive variance in Wood Elf lists.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
I guess the question is this going to change that? I don't know.
I don't think it changes it that much.
Yeah.
I think you're still MSU poison shooting with a couple combat characters and maybe wild riders, but
yeah, I think maybe the law. Well, I think so. This is where I go back to. I think you'll see the wild rider thing happen in a bit, but then I think you might get the Wood Elf army back more just with that extra stuff in it. But I wouldn't be surprised if you also see, just sort of like what you've seen with trolls occasionally, people running forest spirit armies just to give them a go. So we'll see some differences over the next few months, I think, for sure.
Yeah.
And then where it settles down competitive wise, I've no idea. It's probably not then, but it will be good to see some different stuff. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to spend try to keep this to half hour if we somehow can. But how do you want to go through this then? Given most people know the guts of
I was
it.
thinking, well, maybe Sean can just, because you've been obviously delving into this. I'm sure you could highlight some points where you think the Arcane Journal is really going to affect the standard Grand Army. And
yeah, so like the list that I ran in my last battle report, I would basically it's changed like 30 points.
Okay.
I've added Kindreds to my 2 characters.
Is that the 15.1, the +1 strength one? Or what?
It's the cat onto the dragon, so rerolls the challenges. And then the scout onto a level 2. Because I think that's fine. The thought is like a level 2 with the lore familiar on battle magic and scout and try and put a pillar
and
fire.
fireball. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
But that's other than that, it's like I don't know. I think maybe the beast packs could like as some cheap chaff, but I don't have any models for them, and we'll see. I mean,
I was just gonna say between them and Eagles, like it's just, I think Eagles are a lot better, but obviously
how much is an eagle though? Aren't they like 60 or something? Or,
60.
You get three of those chaff units for the same price.
Yeah, I think for people who are running the stag lords, there's more changes.
Okay. Well, I mean, most people know what you get in the Grand Army. I think I'm not sure there's much to add in that one. Because a lot of it, you didn't get much new stuff in the other ones. So I think it's all pretty standard. But in terms of characters then, like let's just run through what people tend to see and what they might then see with that stag character. So obviously you're talking about are you still running the sort of that challenge dragon guy?
Still running, with the ogre blade. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that's the one option. You can take 2 good spites to make you better in challenges. And then yeah, the forest dragon's a good dragon. You have evasive still, which can catch people off guard if they try and shoot at your dragon.
Mm.
Because you can, like, if they've moved out of your arc and then they shoot you, you evasive, and then you get to reform and charge something.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, the wood elf noble is pretty normal. No one ever shoots their of Kurnos because it's basically useless. It's like 1 strength, 3 hit. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
strength 3, and he's strength 4. Doesn't make any sense, but anyways.
Yeah,
Um,
that's bizarre. Yeah.
and then the Stag Lord people are running because you get the 360 charge.
Yep.
Jump to
So
this.
again,
And
plus
you're
1
going
toughness,
up to
plus 1
tough.
mood.
Yeah, okay. So that's
Yeah.
where you get him up to tough 5 if you got that other
Yeah,
the
bear
Bolts of
aspect.
Kindred or whatever it is aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, it's
Yeah.
gonna get
It's
confusing.
also Armored Hide 2, so you can actually get a decent armor save.
Get up to,
Because
okay.
you can take heavy armor shield.
Okay.
So you can get
to 2 up.
Yeah.
So he's good.
Yeah. Nice.
So,
Yeah.
but he's 50 plus. I mean, I don't know. Outside, you said 130 or whatever, so that's
Well,
180.
yeah,
and then
135.
some of those
Yeah.
things. They're hitting like that 200-point limit before you add magic weapons. Really, is that?
Yeah.
Around that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, around that.
Actually, sorry, I probably went around this the wrong way because we haven't done it this way. Maybe we should just cover generally what they get as well, just as a general faction review.
'Kay.
Yeah.
They get your elven reflexes. Tattoos are a 6-up ward that some units get. Tree Spirit just limits who can join the tree units. Then Tree Whack is an initiative-based attack the trees can do, which you'll often do because you don't have to. It skips the like roll to hit.
Oh yeah. Sweet.
Okay.
So like often, even if someone's high initiative, I think it's still the math works out to hit them with it because they don't get an armor save.
Ooh.
So sure, we can talk about it. So okay, so once per turn during the combat phase, the model with this special rule may use one of its attacks to make a single tree whack. You nominate a single enemy model you're engaged with. They take an initiative test. If it's failed, the target suffers D3 hits using the strength characteristic of the model with no armor saves allowed. Yeah. So
Yeah,
right.
because if you got a couple of them on there and you're just doing a single attack each, if you got even if it's a high initiative model, say it's a 6 and you need to roll a 6. If you at least get 1 6, then it's D3 hits, so it starts averaging. And
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And Elven Reflex is going back to that other point. That's +1 modified to its initiative during the first round of any combat. So that probably also can help a little bit with that spell that we were talking about. Was it the spell that we were talking about that try to get the initiative up?
No, I was trying. Yeah,
Was that
it helps
only
it helps you cast your elements. Yeah,
a bit
in the first round.
Okay. Yeah. Still, yeah. Okay. And yeah, how does this wood thing work again? You just basically get a big wood.
Yeah, you place a wood. It could be either like a normal shaped 8x12 wood, or you can do like an L that's 12 inches long and 8 inches on the side.
Yeah,
I've heard this sneaky L.
Yeah.
Well, and people are making them so that it's too thin for the Green Knight to fit in. If you play in the where they let the Green Knight fit in it, come out of it. I don't know. I think I'd maybe bring 2 of woods, and like if you're playing a Bretonnian player, you bring your special Bretonnian wood.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, that's getting gamey. That's funny.
Yeah.
Is there any weapons that these guys get much different? The Azrai longbow.
Yeah, is range 32 is so 2 inches extra range, and it's strength user. So if you do have strength buffs, it applies. Whereas I think regular longbows are just strength 3.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you can buy. Yeah, you can buy your enchanted arrows. Arcane Bodkins give you AP2. Hagbangs give you poison. Moonfire gives you flaming and magical. Swift Shiver gives you multi-shot 2. And True Flights ignores cover and gives you quick shot. I would say Hagbanes are the most common.
Yeah.
And Arcane Bodkins are also useful too.
Yeah, they're the
Other
2 I
ones-
mostly see. I've seen a few True Flights, but not really. Not now that it signals color, because it used to be you just didn't have it. It was like Tomb Kings in
Okay.
8th, I think it was.
Yeah.
but now it's just ignores cover.
Yeah, ignores cover and quick shot is pretty nice. Those are two pretty common
Yeah,
modifiers.
negatives. Yeah.
But I think people just said, "Oh, I'll just take poison then." Just try and roll a 6.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay. I don't think that's the Wood Elf one. Okay, yeah. So you don't see a lot differences on the nobles. Maybe just the stags might have a. I mean, people were starting to play the stags anyway, a little bit, weren't they? Like that was an
Yeah.
option.
Yeah.
But I feel like you might see a few more people playing around with them as well with this change. In terms of mages,
Yeah, their mages are standard
standard
level.
standard. Just battle magic, elementalism, high elf, high magic, illusion, and then I guess for 15 points you can make them do the new wild law, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
Law of Athel Lauren, just quickly on that one.
Yeah, the big one is tree singing, which is you get
it's-
to. It's a vortex where you get to put a tree down.
Yeah.
And a 3-inch tree or a forest or a 5-inch forest, depending on how you cast it. It does, and it's dangerous terrain for enemies.
Cool.
People will almost always, like, I think you generally default to that one.
Yeah.
Or like you drop into the spell to take it.
As far as
forest,
you can get it in that enchanted magic item too, if you really wanted it, I guess.
It's a conveyance, casting value 10, range 24 inches, and it's just characters though, and who's completely within a woodland terrain feature can go to another one, but not within 6 inches of the enemy.
Okay.
And you can't move again.
And then you can't move either, so like it is taking you out. Yeah. You might still see it with that magic item. I don't know.
Yeah, I think most of the time, right? I think tree singing just becomes dominant because it helps block line of sight and keeps your fragile things alive a bit longer. And Flock of Doom is a template magic missile that's strength 3, AP -1, small template. It's like
no. They used to be good. I remember Flock of Doom. I think in the old editions was not too bad of a magic missile. Cool. Okay, well that's the Wood Elf mages as well. I mean, you can take talisman, the 6-up ward on them, talismanic tattoos. That's all that is, eh?
Yeah.
And then you get the spites. We probably should cover the spites. You want to cover them because that's all on the characters. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but just trying to
makes sense.
cover the important stuff that you might see. Maybe we'll do one for one of these. So these are again. So you've got magic items, and then you got allotments for these, and now you also have allotments for. Well, not allotments, but you can take
for the kindreds.
The other kindreds, as long as it's a noble or a mage. Now these ones, each spite may only chosen once per army, and you only get one, or is it just allotments?
No, you can double up.
Yeah, you can double up.
You can have more than one on a character. Yeah,
but you just can't. They're unique in the whole army. Okay, so we got Blight of Terrors, 50 points. This model, and any unit joins gains the Terror special rule as a particular one. That's a lot for Terror. I think the Doom King one has a 30-point one or something. Or
I think the High Elf one is 30 points too.
Yeah.
Muster Malevolence for 40 points. Hit with shooting attack, you suffer some extra strength 2 hits. People don't take it. It's not good.
It's too much. AP1. So you're fishing for like 5s and 6s, and they get full armor safe unless you roll 6.
So Befuddlement of Mischief's quite popular, 30 points. So during the combat phase, single enemy unit that is in base contact with this model suffers -1 modifier to both its weapon skill and initiative. So this is really good at like dragon on dragon, where you both weapon skill 7 to take the opponent down to 6. So you're hitting on 3s, basically. Seems to be what a lot of people do.
Yeah, and they're hitting you back on 4s, and then they've got the other one that they double it up with. Murder of Spites, 25 points. When this model's combat is chosen during step 1 of the combat phase, a single enemy unit hits is D3 strength 2 hits, each with an AP of -1. Again, I guess if you played a lot of Wood Elves or other elves, it might be okay.
No, definitely.
Lamentation of Despair is for 20 points. Enemy units that are within 6 inches suffer -1 leadership to their characters when making fear, panic, or terror tests. -2. It would, yeah. It's just because you have to be within 6 inches. It's like what, right? Like if you're charging them with a dragon from your charge range, they're not going to be within 6 to
Yeah,
have it
yeah,
come into effect.
yeah. And then when you're
So,
in combat, you're already -1 anyway with terror.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I get all the good ones.
Mm.
So
Ew.
the annoyance of netlings, 15 points. This is an absolute bargain. So whilst this model is engaged in a challenge, its opponent in the challenge suffers a -1 modifier to its to hit rolls. So again, you're usually taking a 4 to a 5 to hit for your opponent in a challenge, which is, yeah, quite good for 15 points.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, did it right at the beginning of the edition? Was that helmet one that did -1 and now you can't do? Is that where they used to get it to 6s? Is that this one, or am I getting confused with something else?
Yeah, that's this
Okay.
one, and yeah, and then they said you can't put it on the dragon,
On
but
dragon, yeah. Okay.
the stag lord
Can
can still do that.
do
He
that.
still be
Okay.
-2
Yeah.
to hit in a challenge.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's really
Cool.
good.
Yeah.
yeah.
A resplendent of luminescence, 10 points. This model and any unit joined gains the magical attacks special rule. I guess for 10 points, do you see that at all to combat some of the ethereal stuff, or not really? Does that count?
Yeah, I've
Does that
seen,
work for
because I think
the
it applies
oaths?
to ranged weapons too. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
cool. Okay. Awesome. So you can have
but
Hagbane tips, but they're magical.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, sweet.
yeah. Often on like a mage who's in a unit of Glade Riders.
Yeah,
Like it.
Yep.
that's actually really good. Yeah, for the
Yeah.
unit, the whole unit. Yeah.
Where do you want to go from there? Do you want to just plonk through? Yeah, I know we're not doing a normal review of these guys, so I just want to.
Yeah. I mean, the archers are archers. They hit
Hey,
on
sorry,
there.
let me go back to characters though. What other
Okay.
characters are there
Oh yeah.
versus?
There's the tree stuff. Oh
So you got
yeah.
the Shadow Dancer. You don't really
Yeah.
see him much. Hey, that's
He's a war
the
dancer. He
War
basically
Dancer.
has to join the unit to
Gotcha.
benefit from
Oh
the
yeah.
dances of Loek,
Yeah.
which is
Oh, the
sort of sad.
troubadour rule. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all those little special rules, which we'll get into, that they can choose the different dances. But he doesn't get that by himself, right? Yeah. Okay. And do you ever see him being a wizard if you did take him?
He's just a level 1.
He doesn't
So
really give you access to something that you didn't have with the other
yeah.
ones either. Yeah. Okay.
It feels like illusion and taking the signature for -1 to hit would be cool.
Mm.
Because it would keep them
Yeah.
alive, but he's just gonna have trouble getting it cast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
And then the Waystalker, same sort of problem with him. He has to, well, sorry, not so much problem, but you got to take him a lot to get the other guys, don't you? Is that how it works?
Yeah, it's the reverse of the other one. I think you can only take
Yeah.
the Shadow Dancer if you take the War Dancers,
Okay.
whereas
And
you
then
can only
kill
take the unit if you take the Waystalker. Which is too bad. You sort of want, it would be better if they were reversed.
reversed.
Yeah.
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 Because the main thing is the Waystalker's Hawk-Eyed Archer doesn't really work because they still get Lookout Sir.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, he's supposed to be able to pick people out, but he can't really do
Yeah.
it. He's like maybe okay.
Mm.
Is any of those new, well, no, there isn't, because we were talking about whether or not we could
Yeah,
add some of those things
he
to
doesn't
him,
get
but
the
he
good
doesn't have
bow.
enough. He doesn't
Yeah.
have enough
Yeah.
magic
Yeah.
items. Oh, damn. Oh, it's a bit of a
Uh,
shame. Such a good
Yeah.
little cool model, dude.
Yeah.
And then we got the Treatment Ancient, he is a level 2 wizard, battle magic, elementalism. And I guess, hang on, so he has to still be in that other Armies of Infamy to get the lore for free, though, hey? Otherwise, you've got to pay for it.
Yes.
Yeah. But he's sort of like is he a better treatment or not really? He's just magic. I don't
No,
know,
he's
his
kind of a
stats.
worse treatment. He has less
Yeah, okay.
attacks.
Cool. Yeah, okay. So, yeah. So he's actually not better. He's just different. Yeah. 3
Mm.
attacks. Tough 6 though. 6 wounds in that army is not bad. And he obviously can go up to level 4 and 100 points of Forest Spites. I don't know. Is there any that you do see on this guy occasionally, or
Not really.
have played
I mean, if
against him once, I think.
yeah, if you weren't taking the spites on your Glade Lord, then you would put
Mm.
it on him. But he, uh, he actually, because he can't buy magic items, he can't buy the magic item that gives you access to Lord of the Wilds, which
Yeah.
seems like
Oh,
a shame. So
yes.
he
Okay.
can only
No,
do it in the Army of
you can
Infamy.
only do it in the
Yeah.
Army of Infamy. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. No, you're right.
he, yeah,
Yeah.
and
Oh, it's.
he's not unbreakable like some big giants are. So
Yeah.
Mm.
he's in danger of running away if he loses the fight. He is
He
stubborn.
just got a 4-up save basically, and does he have a 5?
He's a 5-up regen.
5-up regen. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
not
Moves
bad.
for cover,
He's
some
not bad.
attacks, stubborn, terror, timbers, tree spirit, and he's got the tree whack as well. And the strangle roots is a 12-inch shot. What is BS5? Is he okay? Strength as usual, -1 AP, multiple shots, D6 +1. So he's okay. But yeah, very, very close range. If he's going to use that. Okay, interesting. And what's weird is his base size.
It's for the
Feel
old
like-
and the new. Yeah.
But I thought that was the new 8th ed one where they were the other way. Should be
Like
75 by
Dirthu.
50.
Yeah, yeah.
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 It's like they've done that the wrong way, I reckon. Because I don't think I've ever
Yeah.
seen a treatment on that one. Like that
Oh.
orientation, if you know what I mean.
I don't. Yeah, the orientation's weird.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I get you. Yep.
I'm nitpicking here. And then the branch wraith. Another wizard. They've got a lot of access to these little level 1s and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But you don't really see this guy either, because this is the dryad-y type champion guy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can be a level 2. I've never seen one played. It's just a level 2 wizard, and she could join dryad units, but they don't really they don't see much play either. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I think Patty was in our meta was using them initially for some of her wood elf lists, just as a little unit of 10 or something. But
yeah,
I don't know about the branch wraith. But then I
yeah,
don't
and the
know
branch rate,
then.
because she can't take any magic items, and you
Mm.
can't take any arcane items with her.
Yeah.
So, which is like a worse wizard.
Yeah. No, very true.
Oh God, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a shame. So they missed out on some of these. They got all these characterful champion sort of hero dudes, and
Yeah, they just
you see 2 of them.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah.
And then the mounts, we covered some of them. Obviously, there is the forest dragon as well, which is further back. The unicorn, you're saying might maybe have a little bit of play.
I could. Yeah, I mean, it comes with countercharge, which is nice, so it can join Wild Riders, and it's also monster scouting, so it can join Treekin. Yeah, it's only for the mage.
Yes.
Option. So
yeah. But if you're trying to get him in, if you're trying to do that, big level, number 4 spell or whatever, in the new law, then maybe there is something there. Again, not sure that's the wisest thing to throw your elf into that, but anyway, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's not too bad, and Beguiling Aura does give him in combat a little bit of, bit of a bonus if someone's trying to attack it, because they don't have, they're only +1 wound, then your toughness 3, so they are quite fragile. But anyway.
Is that the same as pretty much the same as your high elf unicorn dude?
Yeah.
And then the Warhawks, because of Monster Cavalry, would be cool if the Falconhorn didn't exist. Because it's like
movement 2.
It's a Pegasus, but movement 2.
Yeah.
Wow. So who can go on the Warhawk as a mount? All of them. Like even the Glade.
The nobles and I think the mages, but definitely the nobles can.
Cool.
Yeah,
it's just too risky.
It's just such a cool idea that doesn't really work.
Yeah, that's okay. And then so then we get the wood elf, the Glade Guard basically, and Deepwood Scouts are your main ones, main archers, and they're the ones that are going to be taking all these Hagbane tips and stuff like that. I think everyone's seen them. I'm not sure. Is there anything you want to cover specifically with these guys? But
I mean I think the scouts are often worth the points to upgrade. over your 1 unit of Glager that you have to take because you get evasive, fire and flee, scouts, and skirmish, which are all
Right.
pretty useful for 2 points. So, yeah, I think you'll often see more Deepwood scouts than you will Glade Guard.
Does that
That'd be the main thing.
does it hurt you now that you're not getting that +1 as much when that happens, or not really?
I think you don't scout them.
Oh,
I
so
think
you're
you're
not
just
scouting them.
deploying them.
Sorry, you
Yeah,
just sorry, okay, I misheard what you said.
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
taking
You're
it
just taking
for
yes.
skirmish and
Yeah,
evasive.
for the points. Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
Makes sense. Yeah, Eternal Guard. We sort of we talked about these guys a little bit, not really, but they're the non-souped up version of the special guys that we saw before. Obviously, I mean, I don't know, you don't really see them at the moment, given
Yeah,
state of play.
given them being 13 points for
Mhm.
T3 and a 6-up save.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool models.
Cool models, real cool.
Yeah. Just go die like flies.
And Wildwood Rangers, which were the weird ones that came in at 8th, which I thought were funny, just with their big axes. For a wood elf person. What do you think of these guys? I'm not seeing these either.
No, because yeah, I mean their weapon's cool because it's not actually a great weapon. Like it's not strikes last, but it has the strength +2, AP -2. But again, they're just expensive and they get charged by things and die.
Yeah.
Right, even though they get to swing an initiative 5.
Yeah. No, that light armor's a killer.
Yeah.
Absolute killer.
How do you feel? I guess high elves do have all these too as well, but like if it's all guesswork here, but if it did swing somehow to infantry, we saw that parry thing. I don't know. What can you even like? Will you see more of these type of units? But even what rules can you add? And this is a big discussion, so we don't have to cover it all here. But like, what rules can they actually fix with infantry to actually make any of these for elves? I'm saying like useful. They're still expensive and highlight droves. I don't know. I wonder if you're sort of fighting a losing battle a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the thought that the fighting rank is 2 ranks deep seems like maybe, but even then, like let's say you have 10 possible attacks when you get charged, and then 5 of them die. But do only 5 of them die?
Yeah.
Like a horse is gonna like is
Yeah, it will.
4s and 4s, and then it's dead. So
yeah.
yeah.
Shame. Anyway, we'll see. I guess it's hard to know until they make changes. But I would really like them and high elves are the same. Where you got the Phoenix Guard and you got all these other types of units. You don't sort of see them.
Yeah. Man, if they reduce the charge bonus just to 1, like you charge, you get initiative +1, that would make Elven Reflexes very interesting.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah. War Dancers.
Yeah, they're like a cool skirmishing combat unit that is 16 points a model for a T3 guy. So yeah, like I don't know. The fireball. A fireball is just gonna wreck.
Yeah,
That's
then you
fine.
just got 100 points. Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah, they get to choose a cool fighting style, which can help them out. Like you can get a 4-up save in combat, or I think if they get killing blow, they just get like a cleaving blow. Yeah, they don't get killing blow. Yeah. I don't know. They're sort of okay. I don't see them much. People like.
I feel
them,
like they needed a
but
dance that actually helps them stay alive until they get there. They don't really have. They've got the minus. Okay, so no, that's combat too. Okay, sorry. No, all of them are combat. Did they ever? No, they always were like this. Hey, they didn't have anything. They just gave them a 4-up ward. Like that was always in combat. The 4-up ward, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Skirmishes is always good, but I mean, like it seems there's so many magic missiles getting around with the ruby ring and whatnot,
especially against wood elves. Hey, yeah, when they got no save or 6-up.
Yeah.
Frustrating because it's got so many cool like units and you don't really see them too much. And I love the Waywatcher models. The idea of them, Just super stealthy, scouty dudes that just pick you off from anywhere.
Yeah.
But you got to pay an 85-point tax to even take the unit.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they have Feign Flight and Fire and Flee, but they're not. Those are better on fast cavalry than they are
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Yeah.
unit.
Yeah, because that's what do you take the highest or the no, you only roll 1d6 for the flea. Is that what that one is? Yeah.
I think so.
Fire, yeah, only roll 1d6 or one dice less. Something like that. Yeah.
Oh, and they do have ignores cover with their shooting, which is good.
That is
And
good.
they're ballistic skill 5. So yeah.
I'm still finding in my games up until I reckon at least 2 of and maybe I'm playing it wrong, but it feels like cover is a lot easier to get in this edition. And I felt like even in the tournament we played the other week, at least 2 of my opponents didn't know that. And so like it feels like something that's still prolificating through the people playing it, realizing how easy it is to get cover. Which I think is really good. I really like how I think it's played. Which makes stuff like this really useful as well. But I feel like a lot of people don't play it right. Or at least rules written play it right, I should say.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the same over your neck of the woods, but
no, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because and lots of times it's because it feels like it's a bit of like it's finicky. Like are you measuring each individual skirmisher guy and then being like how much of the unit's covered? It's like
yeah. That's a bit dumb.
Yeah, it does get
Yeah.
Take the time.
Yes, here's our skirmish. The skirmishes, aren't they? Or can be skirmish? No, they are. Yeah. Dryads, open order skirmish, I guess. This is your tree spirit guys. The only real toughness 4 in the infantry list. I like them. They're cool, but again, it's the same whole thing. They're just they're slow. I won't like just move 5, run around. Doesn't play. Well, it'll be interesting to see how it plays into that other list if you went hard with the tree spirit rules. But what's it called? The Talson one. But,
yeah. I wish they were strength 4.
That was 8th edition. Though was strength 4, wasn't it?
Oh, was it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. They're pretty good in 8th.
Yeah. And then Tree Kinner, like toughness 5, 3 wounds, 3 attacks. Feels pretty good, but 51 points is expensive. And they don't have any armor piercing on their attacks. Armor Bane 2 and a Stomp. So I mean
it's almost back to 8th ed monstrous infantry there with a stomp for them. Yeah.
They feel like they should be close to being good, but
yeah, it feels like they're just slight. But the other problem is all monstrous infantry is a bit like this too, where they don't have but because of the lack of Swift Stride as well, they're not really getting anywhere either. It's just, Swift Stride, maybe it's worse than I thought. Like right at the beginning, people were saying it should have been D3 and not maybe they were right. I don't know. It's crazy. Man, I feel depressed reading the rest of this bit. Feels like we're like,
we haven't got to the cavalry yet. Cavalry's
that's true. That's true. We are in the infantry section. Very true. Very true. Here we go. Glade Riders.
Yeah, I mean 18 points for a standard elf, but plus 4. You can buy your bows. They come with a bow and a spear, but no armor, and they can't get any. But you can take a 25-point banner. 1 unit per 1,000 points can have Ambushers Drilled Reserve move, and the magic standard worth up to 50 points. And reserve move is the big one there, I would say. And then they come, they come with Fire and Fleet, open order skirmishers, and Swiss Stride. So I think you're always going to try and get reserve move, even if you don't like. It's great if you put the wizard in there to cast and move, and even if you don't like, you can just pop out, shoot, and then leave again. Go back behind cover. So I think they're very good as a very annoying avoidance.
It says 0 to 1 units per 1,000. Does that mean you can do like 1 unit has ambushes, 1 has drilled, 1 has reserve? Or is it like just 1 can choose them?
I've seen, yeah, I don't think anyone has a definitive answer.
Oh,
I think
okay.
most people think you only get one of those choices.
Okay, right, yeah.
I mean, so 0 to 1 unit per 1,000 points may. I think you could stack all that up.
Okay.
So I reckon 2 units you could have any combination of that. Because you know,
Okay,
like when you
yes.
can only do one, it says like you may
Or
pick one.
I would have
Yeah.
thought, yeah, it would have said like or, but yeah, I don't know, I can't remember.
Yeah,
But yeah.
yeah.
You can say in one you can have all three of them, but you're not saying you can have 6 units with different
No.
special rules.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, right, yeah.
No,
So you
just
are
2.
saying just one.
2 units
Yeah.
in a 2,000 point game.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, yes.
Yeah, can
Yeah.
have any combination of that. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can have 2 banners. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but I think you're just taking reserve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair
Yeah,
enough,
yeah.
yeah.
Like your skirmishers. Well, I guess I mean maybe drill.
I mean, I was just thinking potential. I mean, it's probably not because of the Wild Riders, but in that other Orion's Hunt, if you are trying to,
Yeah.
pad some more points or whatever, or if you had something else you might see.
Yeah,
But,
drilled and you're impetuous and have fierce
Yeah.
charge.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Sadly, Sisters of the Dawn. So there may be, I don't know, there may be still sort of okay. They are Blissful 5. They have a 4-up ward save all the time.
Yep.
They're move 8, Swiss Stride. What else do they have? Poisoned attacks. And then their javelins are pretty good. They're 12 inches range, strength 3, AP -1, move and shoot, and quick shot, so you can march and still throw them. And yeah, and so then they get to randomly choose a spell. And I don't think you can default to the signature, which would also maybe make them sort of usable. Right? Like if you could go, I know it doesn't, because it's only battle magic and elementals. You don't want those signature spells. Yeah,
No, yeah.
that's too bad. So my wish was that they had just taken battle magic away from them and left them with elementalism.
And
I
but
think
you
that's
could
cool,
choose it.
right? And then you could
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Wind Blast is cool and like doesn't feel
Yeah.
overpowered.
I
Like
just
a
think they
rest.
should have just left it how it was, but just say you can't double up. Like,
Yeah.
you can have one running
Yeah,
around
that
with
worked too.
pillar. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess you'd have pillar, fireball at least, but I mean, is that
Yeah.
bad? Like pillar's the bad one. It wasn't really fireball.
Yeah. Sure.
Um,
But like the fact that they're casting the fireballs just feels weird anyways. Like why did they have access to battle magic?
yeah, true.
They're like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
guarding the trees, throwing
Yeah.
fireballs around.
Yeah, and they're the most fire. Yeah, I know. That's very true. Yeah.
Uh,
Maybe come up with a different. Imagine if they had access now to that other law though.
Yeah, like Lord of
If
the
it
Wild.
was like
Yeah.
that, but you could
Yeah.
still choose that. Would be interesting. Imagine those magic missiles going around.
oh, God.
But I think that 4-up save, I mean, it is expensive, 24 points a model, but like that can, I'm not saying use this as screens, but sometimes it's the best choice you
There's
had
sometimes where they
sometimes.
just live. Yeah.
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 You're like,
And again, cool models. It's a shame you don't, I mean, the Wild Riders are too, so I guess it's the same kit.
Yeah.
So this one you're going to see more. I think you weren't seeing them at the beginning because sisters, and now they're back. They were everywhere in 8th, and now they disappeared for a bit. And now they're back. I guess it's
back.
Yeah. So they got Furious Charge, right? Weapon skill 5. They strength 4 on the charge, 5 on the charge, -2. AP with arm beam 1. And then Furious Charge, obviously. Yeah. And Frenzy, sorry, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 3 attacks each. Is that 4 attacks for the guy on top? I like the big guy. Yeah. They can definitely dish out some damage on that charge if you let them all get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're good. Really good.
Yeah.
Although the unit of 5, whatever, that hit my giant, did a few wounds to him, and then the giant killed them. So unfortunately, he did roll pretty bad, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, they do have counter charge, which is nice for when you charge off. Your frenzied, you charge off, you kill something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when you get charged, you get to counter charge, keep fighting.
Yeah.
But yes, they're only, you might have shields, right? Yeah. So you got a 5-up save. say 6 up.
5 up, 6 up board. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I mean, look, obviously you will see them now if people are trying out the Orion's Hunt as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they're definitely tools. I don't know. Like, I haven't played against Wood Elves heaps, but they're definitely the ones that you go, okay, where are they?
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to sort something out against them. You couldn't just, yeah.
Yeah.
You need to bring them down.
Warhawk Riders. I mean, we sort of talked about these before. Just the movement, only because we talked about the Warhawk. I guess that.
Yeah. They're like 44 points, and they're still just 1 strength 3 attack.
Yeah.
You're like, why? Like, yeah.
Potential would be so good.
They're flying around shooting bows, but like, right, you're spending what 120 points for 3 bow shots.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you just that's crazy. Just spam out your normal archers, do just as much.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a lot of range there anyway. You don't need a flying thing to accommodate it. And then you got the fly. Yeah, you got the strength 7 dragon in the forest dragon, getting you up to what is that? Wounds? Is it 9? You get your lord too. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then tough 6 as well. So you hit that magic number. So yeah, it's a pretty good one. It's obviously not the chaos. How's that guy? How does this guy compare to the Star Dragon?
The Star Dragon? Star Dragon's weapon skill 7, but initiative 2.
Right. Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
And I think they're pretty much the same points. Maybe the Star Dragon's 285.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah. But they're pretty much
Yeah.
on. They're the step down from basically the Chaos Dragon. It's these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and he has a. I
Pretty
didn't
good.
realize he had a different beak. Oh, that's annoying.
Serrated Maw.
You got to roll that separately. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not even attacks first though. Although at least you can roll it with the rest, just with a different dice. Like it's not one of those ones where you have to roll it separate first.
They have the wyverns. Yeah.
Unfortunately, these breath weapons are basically useless. I'd really like. I think they should change that rule. That'd be cool. Although you probably don't want to make dragons better, but I feel like it'd be nice if breath weapons came back as just in combat as well, or whatever, or you could choose to do them.
Yeah.
Then you got your Great Eagles, 3 wounds, tough 4, 3 attacks, monstrous creature, fly 10. I mean, they're pretty good, 60 points. And
I love them. I think they're great.
You can have up to 6 of them in your normal army. And you can mount on them, obviously, as well. Yep.
Yeah. But you don't have 360 line of sight. So.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because monstrous creature. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a raw peg. Oh, well.
Yeah.
No, they don't make the best mount.
Yeah. And then you've got the Treeman, which is 5 attacks, weapon skill 6, strength 5, tough 6, 5 wounds. Again, I've seen, I do see these pop up. I wouldn't say they're in every list, but I think they're cool models. So if people run them, I would like them to work in. It'd be cool to see a lot of spirit armies, forest spirit armies. Yeah. Do you run one in any of yours on that?
No, I haven't. I haven't tried the treatment. I fought against one a few times. Like strength 5 lets them down a little bit, I would say, and only D3 stomps. So their output isn't great, but they're pretty defensible. Yeah, with the regen
and they don't
full
have
plate armor.
Breakable though. They just got stubborn.
Just stubborn.
Yeah. No, well, I think that's it. And we are getting on here. Did you guys want to just touch quickly on, and then we'll wrap up, rather than go through every magic items, which one's the ones people are looking at, and has anything changed, I guess? So magic weapons.
Yeah.
What do we see here, Sean? Any of these get taken a lot?
The Spear of Twilight is okay as a different, as an alternative to the Ogre Blade. You get Killing Blow, and you always wound on a 3.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like, it's okay. That's the only one that gets considered, really.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. It's a bit of a shame. Not the Bowl, Lauren. No.
No, because because you get to make the number of shots equal to your attacks. But then the FAQ said that you don't get to use your enchanted arrows. You only get to use your enchanted arrows for 1 attack. It's like,
gotcha.
Why?
Yeah.
Well, I dropped the other ones out of my quiver as I was reloading. Like,
Yeah.
Helmet of the Hunt you do see, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, because it improves your weapon skill and attacks and your armor save, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
when they
Okay.
charge.
Sweet.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. The
Does that go generally on
mantle,
a stag guy though?
yes,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, because your guy on the dragon can't really improve his armor save to
Yeah.
as good
That's
as
right.
the dragons, anyways.
Yeah.
Mm.
The mantle's sort of cool. It's a 4 board when you're near a wood, which it might be more for a mage who you know is hanging around the
Mhm.
wood.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Can he wear it though? A mage?
Nope, they can't.
Oh, okay.
You're right.
Oh.
I was wrong. I regret. I retract that statement.
Redacted.
If he could,
Uh,
it would be good.
yes.
Is this? Do you put this on one of those dudes that we tried to fly across with one of as a
Yeah.
sniper, but then also couldn't use that bow, so so it was a waste of time. Yeah.
The locus is some people like you can't modify your strength and they can't modify your strength against you, so it sort of shuts
Mhm.
down ogre blades and great weapons, but
Mm.
it's replacing the talisman of
Talisman of
protection.
protection or something. Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
had the glamour weave work before, but it's not good. Don't try it. It's a leadership test.
It's like that other thing.
Makes you
Yeah.
like
Oh,
a
yeah.
unicorn. Yeah.
Yeah, like a unicorn. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just leaderships are still I mean,
Yeah.
obviously there's debuffing ways, but I wouldn't say this army has a lot of ways to debuff. There was like one
Mm.
or something I saw.
Yeah. Standards. You can get terror. Banner of the Hunter
How much
King
is
gives
that
you
one?
Vanguard, 40
40 points.
points,
Okay. Yeah.
which is not so not bad on Wild Riders who cause
Yeah.
fear.
Yep.
Hunter King also good on Wild Riders to get Vanguard.
Yes. Be good. Yeah.
And then Midsummer's Eve is also taken sometimes to gain Ignore's cover on your Glade Guard or Glade Riders. Like 15 points is just cheap
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
Ignore's
Yeah.
cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Enchanted. Ooh, the Hail of Doom. Which you probably don't see that much.
Yeah.
Used to.
Chain items aren't great. Yeah, the arrows are single use. And because the Hail of Doom is a template, again, you don't necessarily hit that many.
Yeah.
The standard in the arcane items is the Oaken Stave, which is when you're within 3 inches of a wood. You increase your dispel range by 3 inches and roll an extra d6. Take the highest. Two
nice.
highest when
Yeah,
dispelled.
it's really good.
Yeah, that's the one that you see everywhere. Yeah.
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 Mm.
And and I think because you want tree singing, you want to be able to. You don't necessarily want to take the lore familiar on your level 4 because you want to be able to take the signature for tree singing. So.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So then you've got this free. Yeah.
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 So the open save, is taking a lot. Yeah. Okay.
That's interesting. That's
the
almost
same
like
as the other one.
Yeah, isn't it?
But
it?
but you have to be near a wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Was the other one 35 points then? Maybe I think it was. Was it? Or was it 30? Yeah.
If it's 35, I'd pay those 5 points.
Oh, that's it.
Not to have
Okay.
to stand near a
Not
wood.
a heap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well. Okay. Well, overarching now. I mean, I haven't seen. I think you were right. I haven't seen a massive different. There might be a couple of. It feels like those aspects of things you're going to see more than, and maybe one or two of the magic items, but it feels like Is that what you guys are
I think
thinking?
people will try out a big unit of Wild Riders, potentially in Grand Army too, but with a couple supporting characters like in the unit now.
Yeah.
And interested to see what the lore does. The lore of the wilds added into the list.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was really hoping for like a Shrasian Hunters unit.
Yeah.
Maybe with like additional hand weapons and furious charges, like extra strength. Like I wanted to play a bunch of like Legolases who shoot and then fight.
Yeah.
And we didn't
would
get
be
that.
cool.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that's almost like
maybe
the
next
Way
edition.
Stalkers could be the Way Watchers a little bit like that.
Yeah.
They're probably not a fighting thing, but
No, they just
Yeah.
they don't have anything.
I also don't come out of it though going, oh, that was terrible. I just think you're gonna have to see. There might be some play here where people just have to play it a bit more and see how it all works together because those two different lists are massively technically different ways to play wills. and what they
Yeah.
are playing at the moment. So maybe there is stuff that we'll see come out.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Everyone's comparing them to Brett's and Team Kings with their Arcane Journals. It's like, well, you take those two out of it, and it's not that bad.
No, I think I guess it's right in the mix with High Elves and Empire.
I reckon it's above. I feel like that's the
bet-
thing. I feel like it's almost a little bit above because I feel like you
I
get a
think so
little bit
too.
more for the other armies, like at the Grand Army
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
But I still think the other two are quite interesting. And even if, and like you got to get away from thinking you got to take this S tier army to win tournaments. Like I think half the thing too is just potentially taking stuff that isn't what everyone expects. So maybe that helps you a bit sometimes, like
Does. Yeah.
Cool. I also think the actual models that have come out like that, the battalion box and all that they're really good.
Yeah.
Actually go really into this Arcane Journal. If you wanted to get that box, you can make all the Wild Riders and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Or you can go to the other, build out with the Eternal Guard. Like you can play both those Arcane Journals, or at least start your army by buying that battalion box, which is pretty cool.
No,
Well, that was a bit long, but as usual they are. I don't know if there's any
Yeah.
closing thoughts, guys. Thanks for staying up. Sean, I know it's late for you over there.
No, yeah. I think I'm gonna try. So I do have a battle report channel, Zenfox Games, that I'm gonna try and get a battle in with the Arcane Journal. Make a battle report this week.
Oh,
awesome.
nice.
Okay,
So give it a try.
That one. Okay, well we'll shout that one out for sure. Yeah.
Um,
I'm sure we've missed a heap of stuff, guys. So let us know in the comments. We've got our podcast live stream. Well, tomorrow our time. I don't even know what we're talking about. We were going to try to go back to our whole whack or whack one, I think, but we'll have to cover some of this. I think the Arcane, what's Warhammer community call those things? The articles that come out.
Oh, the almanacs.
Almanacs.
Almanacs. That's it. A little bit of stuff on the Wood Elves, but probably not too much.
Oh yeah, was there a teaser of a new Arcane Journal after Cafe?
Yes, yes, it said something like afoot. Things are afoot.
Okay.
AFOOT. If that means. But yeah, we'll cover that in the pod.
Halflings?
Yeah, I do.
Ooh.
Or big giants. I don't know.
Ooh.
Giants of Albion. No, I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, so there are a few things to talk about, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that. It's a bit hard now trying to cover 3 armies and all that stuff now that we've sort of didn't get the other ones out in time. So hopefully you still found that enlightening. Let us know in the comments, like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Do you guys want to, and obviously shout out to Sean's Zenfox Gaming. Anything, Andrew, you want to cover before we close out, or
just
the rest of our Sunday? Okay, no worries. Thanks for watching another Old World Fanatics video. And we'll see you on the next one, everyone. So cheers.
Thanks,
Have a good
Sean.
day. Bye.
Cheers.